George, are you ready to show everybody where our new home is?
Before we show you, we want to show you why. Why the Hale would we buy where we bought.
What did you say?
I said, Jeremy, I'm a huge fan.
George is out in the parking lot. Look at that. Am I on the naughty list?
Hell, every meeting. And you're gonna bring the police to remove me while I come in.
I didn't start this war with the neighbors.
But I fully intend on winning.
I have anxiety over the roof. And I can't take this. I can't, sir. I cannot hear you very well. Not at all. I have to hold you up to my ear to hear you. Something is wrong. Can you please check your mic? I do not have perception of time. I don't have perception of dates and times. I do not, and my brain does not work that way. My child just fell down. You are not a nice person.
I'm not a nice person. Good to see all you fine folks tonight. Oh man, what a day it's been. Hello Christine, good to see you. Cynthia, good to see you. Phoenix has been a member for 5 months. Awesome, congratulations. Thank you so much. Really, that's pretty cool. Oh my gosh, yes. Biff, good to see you, Heidi. Cynthia Firefight. Oh my gosh, it has been just a crazy day. So I told everybody that this was going to happen. Nobody believed me. They're just like, no, that can't be true. That can't be true. I saw it and I pulled it up. Let me pull it up again. Because the first thing that I saw, and they finally just released it. That's not it. Let's see if this'll pull it up. Here we go. Yeah, so this is probably going to hit us a little bit tomorrow. Hey, Miami, how you doing? Good to see you. T for 2. Oh, man. Hey, good to see you over here. Yes, it is. It is. So, in case you guys, you're not into the whole politics thing, we'll probably cover a little bit of what's going on the DNC, because that's what we do. We like to show all of it. But I sort of told everybody about this yesterday. Like I said, there's going to be other shenanigans. There's going to be some what the hell stuff. So don't you fret your sweet little face on it. It'll be fine. So this right here, Wall Street ends higher as Fed's minutes, jobs data firm rate cut hopes. July's minutes bolster September rate cut hopes. So what exactly happened? Well, the revision lowered 2.9 million payroll jobs originally reported by 818. Ooh. Yeah, 1,000. That's almost 1 million people that the jobs report was wrong about. Hope you guys are keeping an eye on your cash, because this right here can end up with some people losing a lot of jobs, and your economy going a little bit down a little bit further. I mean, there was a big loss, but they were the amount of jobs added was much less than they thought originally, which they were predicting it was going to be 2.9 million, and it only, or they said it was 2 million, but it wasn't. Ouch. And that's just for coming up, which means that they may come with a rate cut. Oh boy. course it was wrong. T for two. Oh, Wendy, how you doing? Hey, sissy. Hey, chat. Just when things start to settle down, here comes the craziness again. It just rears its head back up. You know, you get that warm weather, the full moon comes out, and the craziness happens. Well, we'll get back to the craziness because, you know, that's what we like to do. We like to show the craziness here, and we do have some more craziness. And I started showing this morning. Oh my God. Just the it amazes me. It amazes me how crazy this gets. Thank you so much again, Wendy Bono. I'm so glad that you did your skydiving. That just makes me so happy. I'm really, seriously, that's awesome. Just like, don't let anybody tell you can't do something. Say, no, I can and I will. Yeah, right. Oh my God. They're all over the place. I don't know. Is that a good thing? Yeah. I mean, there's, like I said, there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. Because, you know, I saw these things happening. Just, I mean, it's hard to keep track of every single thing that happens in this YouTube world. Because it is not good. So what I saw today is this today came popping up, and let me do this. This came up right here from Legal Vices. Hey everyone, bad news here. Got an email from Team YouTube stating that my channel was given a strike for harassment and for now cannot stream or upload for 7 days. You have no idea how bad this comes out on just a regular average Joe doing their thing, you know. Maybe they're a little controversial. Maybe they say some things people don't like. Imagine that you're in his position right here. This is crazy. Whenever I saw this, I was like, oh no, this cannot be happening. Because if they can do this to anyone, for something that nobody knows what's going on with it. Hey, how's it going, Mickey D? Good to see you. Michelle Henderson. That's lackey hitting anyone that sports journey. Hell, good luck on that. So it says it was given a strike for harassment and for now cannot stream or upload for 7 days. That's a long time. That's an entire week. Doesn't mean he can't be on other people's streams, but it means that he cannot stream from his channel at all. If he uploads something from his channel, they can delete his channel immediately. He can't even upload a video. Nothing. He had a long chat with YouTube creators or creator support. They would not provide any details, but they said the strike was because of a questionnaire posted in his community post a few hours previously, and that no appeal was possible because the questionnaire was deleted. But he didn't make any community post. He didn't make any questionnaire, did not delete any questionnaire, did not post anything on his community page. It says the only logical explanation is that his account was hijacked or hacked, filled out the potential hijacking form, and is apparently under review. I hope YouTube does the right thing and gets this fixed and removes the strike. I hope so too. I mean, for the love of God, this is just ridiculous. If you don't like what somebody's saying, then don't watch them. Simple as that. Why would you go on the attack? If you don't like the content that someone's doing, if you don't like what they're saying, then don't listen. It's really, really that simple. Who knows what it's from? It could absolutely be anything. I mean, this can be, you know, here's the thing. In this little YouTube world, we run across a lot of people in this space. We run across a lot of different mods. We have different content creators. We run across different followers, haters, lovers, whatever. We run across all of these. And it's constant. It could easily be something from somebody you have no clue who it is. You have no idea who it is. It could have been somebody that just randomly was able to hijack his account. There's always that possibility. It could have been somebody that just had a password hack machine or something on there and just ended up being able to figure out what it was and thought it would be funny to post something on there, and then found out that, ooh, yeah, that's going to get me in trouble, and immediately removed it. But that right there might have been enough to trigger whatever it was off. You have no idea what happened. And hopefully that YouTube gets to the bottom of that, because, Legal Vice is quite a few, 100,000, I think, a few 100,000 followers on his YouTube. And, that's never good. Never good at all. Hey, Mayor Dan. I listen because I like Shizzy's take on things. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm a little disjointed most of the time, so I don't know. Wonder who Larry will use for an attorney. Yeah, I heard about that also with Larry. Like I said, shenanigans are just abound tonight. I also have some updates, because like I said, this channel, this particular thing, we do cover some of the stuff that happens in Florida also. And what better thing to bring up about Florida? What better thing to bring up about Florida besides what the Hales, because we're getting to that one too, is I saw that these filings came in today. And then, of course, we still have the DNC that's going on, and I'll probably just cover that in the morning, because it's the same thing that we've been hearing for the past few days, and it's not really that exciting. I'm like, okay, well, geez, that was sort of a sort of blah. So what I found today was this one, not that one. It was this one. That was what it was. So these actually came out last week. You make me smile when things in my village are going crazy. Oh, cool. Thought you had some creepers this morning. Maybe, I don't know. See, I never stress the people, like, I've got really, really cool people, and they know that if even if we disagree, I don't remove them from my channel, unless you want to just be a real butthead. Then it's just like, I'm just like, go the hell away. I ain't got time for you. I mean, if you don't want to leave, trust me, my mods will help you leave if you want to be really difficult. All right, let me bring this up here, because this is stop that screen here and present this. So I know that you guys know who Sarah Boone is. So Sarah Boone had these were the orders that were filed in Sarah Boone's case. Basically, they said defendant state agreed to an alternative arrangements placed on the record August 14th. State's physical evidence tendered in open court, reflected on August 9th, 2024. The state shall prepare all parties to execute a notice reflecting the evidence that took view in place. And then it talks about the laptop. And basically, they say that it's not a problem for the journalist to view all of the evidence that's going to be coming in. Okay. So whenever that one came in, and then if I'm not mistaken, there was also these next pieces that came in here. So Sarah Boone was a request for regarding Justice Administrative Commission's response motion for payment for cost of appointing a neuropsychologist. That was filed on the 15th. And basically she was seeking authorization for $15,000 at a rate of $300 per hour services at $125 per hour travel for specialized mental health expert. They authorized $3,000 at rate and $2,000, but Jack may only pay the process of the costs, and then basically lays out the amounts. Defendant has the burden to show the particularized need for an additional mental health expert. And basically it just, goes down through all of this stuff and then, basically puts out the service. Nothing spectacular. Well, things got crazy a little bit after that, because the next one was the motion for attorney's fee requesting hearing. Winston E. Hobson, Esquire, the private court appointed attorney as the above entitled cause, and files this motion for attorney's fees. Pursuant to section and undersigned, Winston Hobson was duly appointed to represent the defendant on September 8th, 2023. So it looks like he was representing, he was appointed to represent her and never got paid. So basically he's asking to get his money. I was like, huh. So he's asking for his money, shows in right here that get aggregate amounts, the attorney costs, all that kind of stuff, enters in all of his information, puts in the order of what it was on 2024 for Cashman to withdraw, puts in all of this information. It's just basically just, nothing different than what you would see before, on any of these other cases, puts all this information in and then files it with the court. And it gets crazier, because then this came out, notice of filing. I was like, what the hell is this notice of filing? And what it is this is inmate behavior note. So you get to see all of the crazy stuff that she's been doing. And this was 8/5/2024, devotional in touch, something like that. 8/6. Thumb drive, discovery hard drive, it was issued, and then it was returned, and then it was issued, and it was returned. Inmate verbally refused breakfast on 8/7. She returned the laptop. Then she was called out for an attorney. I don't have an attorney. I had too many random people coming to see because of my case. I took paperwork from the attorney and delivered the paperwork to inmate Boone. She was advised approximately 21:59 hours that she had an attorney visit. She requested to know who the attorney was, being that she has no attorney assigned to her. Inmate Boone stated she does not feel comfortable visiting anyone she does not know because crazy people have been reaching out to scheduling visits claiming to be with someone they are not. Inmate Boone was notified that the attorney's name was James Wasecki. However, due to inmate Boone's delay in response on whether or not she wanted to meet with him, he dropped off her case files and departed. When inmate Boone was given her files and notified of the attorney's departure, she began to remember who he was and became upset. Inmate Boone mentioned she has met with him previously and he had traveled from Tallahassee just to meet with her. It was explained to inmate Boone that we are not responsible for his departure. She was notified of his presence, and her delay in response resulted in his departure. Oh man, she is just screwing up. She is just screwing up. So basically just says that she picked it up, returned. She requested a form from a captain for informational purposes. Picked up, dropped off laptop, picked up, dropped off laptop. Nothing really spectacular. But it goes on. Because then we have another one on the, filed the same day, but basically this was the investigator that has her files came by and, picked up, dropped off, picked up, dropped off. And then this was the same information about Wasecki, except there was more information in here that she received a letter to Giovanni not being here or given to, and that it would be given to her, and then picked up, dropped off. So let's see if the 21st was another incident report, and this was on 8/13. Picked up laptop, dropped off laptop, and then she Inmate Boone was advised not to wear her altered inmate blues uniform to downtown court. So when inmate Boone appeared for her scheduled court appearance, it was discovered by CRSO Jones that Boone had altered her county-issued blues with staples along the seam of her pants leg. Inmate Boone was counseled for this negative behavior, informed that her blues were considered contraband, and she was issued more blues. So she was taking staples and stapling her pants together. Imagine that. Sarah Boone was notified that she was not sure she was going to use the laptop because she was unable to get internet, and that stated the staff will know when she is ready to use the laptop. Inmate Boone approached the staff and requested to use the laptop. Laptop was provided for informational purposes. Let's see. She talked about the laptop hours. Request extra small uniform shirt verbally also inmate request form. Inmate Boone complains that the small shirt issued to her is an improper fit, too big. Inmate Boone complains the small uniform shirts are revealing. Okay. I contact the uniform suppliers and informed the smallest uniform shirt is a small. She requested to receive an extra small shirt prior to her meeting on Saturday. Oh boy. Here she goes. I gotta look good in my prison blues. Gotta look hot. Oh, that's awesome. That's nice. Oh, I'm so glad. I'll be here listening, having one of your famous migraines again. She claiming all the money received on her SSI and food stamps applicator. Maybe we should require fraud is fraud. Oh, don't worry. We'll be getting to the Hale stuff here shortly. We've got that coming. But this is new information that I really wanted to get out there for those that are going to be following any of the craziness that this lady in Florida is doing. And this, if you have any clue as to seeing this right here, this is the kind of attitude that a certain crazy person that lives on a turtle farm in Florida, this is about how they would be acting. She's just about as crazy. I mean, she's complaining about the size of her uniform. So informed Boone she had till 2,300 hours to utilize it. She said she needed a mental break and would not like to utilize it. Okay. She wanted to take a shower, informed Boone laptop discovery, and then it looks like there was negative officer contact. Inmate Boone was on an interview with a professional visitor. The visitor informed staff that he had legal mail for Inmate Boone. I searched Inmate Boone's property. During the search, the following items were amongst her legal mail: paper clips, staples, clear Ziploc bags, written tablet with staples attached. During the search, Inmate Boone became argumentative and questioning staff why her property was being searched. I explained to Inmate Boone that she is subject to search at any time. Inmate was not receptive. Ooh. So at approximately 8:10, I was informed by Inmate Boone that the issued laptop was not charged, was notified, that responded with a charger, request reference, ink, pen and paper from staff. They did not go. And then it looks like officer contact note. And then at the dorm officer, I'm aware that Inmate Boone is to receive the laptop per set schedule. I'm also aware she tends to use it frequently. However, I noticed she did not ask for it since prior to my shift. Then I asked if she would like to utilize her laptop privilege, in which she stated, yes, I've been wanting to use it, but you didn't ask me. I was told you guys are to ask me if I want to use it. I'm not to ask any questions. It should be noted that Inmate Boone has been briefed by staff regarding her laptop usage since she first received it. And this is all just garbage. It's just her being facetious. It tells her whenever she's allowed it regarding the battery, and also Inmate Boone requested OP statement form. While collecting the form, informed her the laptop is not charged and she should be ready for use this morning. Told her I will make the day shift officer aware the laptop is to be charged when she is finished with it so that she can utilize it, blah, blah, blah. So basically just the same kind of shenanigan. That wasn't all. It looks like there was even more. So this was her about her altering her uniform. Same stuff that we read before, requesting, a smaller uniform. Same thing. It's just a different service. And I think that's just all the same service again. That's it. So that's what we know so far in the case of Sarah Boone. That's what we know so far with what's going on with her. She's being a little bit difficult, a little persnickety, a little argumentative, but she's surviving. She is surviving. All right. The moment you've all been waiting for. Who is Inmate Boone? Well, that would be Sarah Boone. Sarah Boone was a woman in Florida that her and her boyfriend George, or Jorge, whichever you want to say, were playing hide and go seek. Unfortunately, Jorge played hide and go seek in a suitcase, and she left it zipped up while she continued to drink, laughing at him as he asked for her to let him out. And then she proceeded to go to bed after recording him twice, went to bed, and woke up the next morning to find him deceased in the suitcase. So that is the best way of putting it. What's in the water in Florida to make people go crazy? It's not that there's something in the water that makes people go crazy. It is that because Florida has sunshine laws where all of this stuff can be available, it makes it look like there's a lot more craziness than actually is going on. Certain states have laws that don't allow these things to be released to the public. But no, there's craziness that goes on all over the place all of the time. Sorry, not hooker, just crazy chick. We should put it yours. Oh, I love it. I love it that you guys are enjoying the weather. Yeah, my wife and I went for a nice walk this evening. Just talk about some stuff that we have coming up. It's really, really nice out. So we enjoy doing that stuff also. Just being able to get out and, enjoy the cooler weather, because this is cool for Georgia in August. Not bad at all. All right, here we go. The moment you've been waiting for. Bring it on.
Here?
Oh my God.
How long's it been here? Couple weeks.
I may run this at a little bit faster speed.
She's coming.
I've been laid up.
This is Deputy Finkel, who's one of the good guys on the Levy County Sheriff Department. LIEnette called him out after I've made public complaints about a camper, being illegally on the property, per Levy County's own statutes and laws. Never in a million years did I know that Jamster, the godmother of the child, who she met on Facebook, had a stolen camper placed on the property. You're gonna hear buzzing, and that's the microphone on the deputy's uniform, so that he knows it's still audio recording. And then the camera is from the car, and you're gonna hear some of the most concerning things you've heard yet. Keep in mind, at the time of this release, this incident happened well over a year ago, and LIEnette has claimed she hasn't had any rug addicts or users or dealers on her property.
And I do want to thank Jeremy for releasing this and, allowing me to use some.
She made a comment that was a little off to me.
Gotcha. What was the comment she made?
Just that she had was trying to get a lady somewhere to make her a title or get her a title, and they said, why do you need to do that? We can just get a salvage title. It's as easy as that. You apply for the title and you can get it.
Gotcha. She's been living here, or?
She was visiting.
Okay.
She came here. Jeremy Hale's asked me to come and save my daughter. She called me. She said, I got to take my kids to their dad. Can I come see you for 2 weeks? And I said, yes. Her transmission went out on her car, and it's ended up being what it is. But I told her
That's a 1.5
last week she's going to come back because she brought some man here. We don't do that.
Yeah, Deborah, this particular video is about a year old. But this was something that whenever I started watching it, I was like, holy cow. So this was leading up to a lot of the stuff that was already happening. You moved to Florida 7 years ago and never ran into anything like this. Even submitted your resume for your clerk job at Otter Creek. Wow. So glad you were never called. Oh, so sorry to hear that, Susan. I mean, I hope that you're enjoying your time in Florida. My wife has an aversion to Florida. And it's not because of any of this. It's because she's a Georgia fan. That's, I guess. I don't know. My brother-in-law lives in Florida and he has no problem. So
I don't give it if you want to sleep with somebody or where you do it at his house. I got a sick kid.
Right.
So I put a stop to that, and then her behavior got a little
So
weird.
she hasn't been back since then?
Nope.
Okay.
Came and got some stuff.
Where'd you get the VIN number from on it?
John, where'd you get the VIN number? What? Where'd you get the VIN number? Right there. Where? Oh, by the rooster. Right here. With Jeremy doing everything he's doing to me, I can't afford any freaking problems.
It has nothing to do with your...
If it is stolen, it's got to get out of here. He brought it here.
Who did?
Tracy Johnson, that's
Tracy
her
Johnson?
ex-husband.
Okay.
Well, and I'll tell you, you have the most wonderful neighbors. I mean, my brother, I have a half brother that lives in Neptune Beach. I think that's right. Yeah, I think he lives in Neptune Beach. Has a really a job that he completely enjoys doing, and just chill as can be. Love it.
And some other dude brought
Give
it.
me 1 second. 575. Let's write the VIN number from someone's in size. One uniform Juliet Bravo, Juliet 0 Bravo, Romeo 2 Kilo, 1 Charlie, 10083. Should come up to
I mean, I didn't see any improve. I think there was a little bit of improvement, but it's looking pretty rough even here.
Yeah.
Okay, is it on?
Yep.
Let's FOIA request it to make sure that everyone knows I didn't do anything wrong.
I got you.
No, I'm terrified.
Let me go throw my raincoat on real quick.
Yeah, this guy ain't stopping me. I don't have a problem.
Wow. That is a big old boy. So I guess that noise that you hear is just the thing keeps like rotating to make sure that it stays on.
That's 10-4, be good. What?
I've been in contact. Okay, Sarah, thank you. Okay, all right, thank you, bye. Sarah is my investigative reporter that's helping me with this Hale's case. She knows Jamie very, very well. So
Jamie Johnson, or no?
Jamie Star Johnson.
Okay, and that's the female that was here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I've been in constant contact with her about everything, anything going on here.
I hope so.
So how did she say she got it?
I hope they do.
Well, I know how Jamie got it.
How'd she get it?
I was here. Jamie said her ex-husband was going to pay
That's
her
a
off
funny new picture,
child support
Puddletown.
by giving her a camper that she could pull home and live in Indiana. So I was like, okay, well, she said, can I put it on your property till I get there? And I'm like, yeah.
As you might imagine, there's been quite a few lies told already. Number one,
Yeah.
I never asked Jamie Starr Johnson to come to Otter Creek. Jamie and LIEnette, or we should say LIEnette, actually planned this get-together well beforehand. Then Jamie reached out to me and I said, hey, if you're the godmother, maybe you ought to do something. We've shared all these messages and the timeline and the text in the past. And
Yeah, they
now, a camper being used to pay off child support? That doesn't work anywhere, especially in Florida. When you owe back child support,
No,
you
you can't
only
do
pay
that.
with cash. You can't pay with equity in campers, especially stolen ones.
And what was her husband's name?
Tracy
Tracy?
Tracy Johnson.
All right, let me go back here real quick. Follow me real quick.
Sinuses, that's so true.
Can you come back slowly?
It does.
Oh, God. Sorry. Bad mouth.
That's fine.
No, you gotta do what you gotta do.
All that stuff under, is that all hers?
Everything under it and in it is hers. She didn't feed into that.
I got you.
Is that
So they've done this
I hate to say it, but-
multiple times before.
And I know she has bought a lot of stuff.
How do you spell her name? T-R-A?
No, he is a man.
Oh,
Tracy.
he is. Okay, so Tracy, T-R-A-C.
I don't know, B-Y or Y. Tracy Johnson is all I know his name is.
All right, and then hers was what?
It's Jamie Starr Johnson.
J-A-M-I-E?
Yep.
Oh, that's very cool. So Jeremy said that in a video today that Crook made some improvements since he got out of jail. Last video you seen was Trespassed Hero 5 or Helping Lloyd. Awesome. Awesome. I want Lloyd to, you know, to live a much more uneventful life than what he's had. Because doggone it, that's no fun. Steve Irwin should have removed the stinger from his chest. Maybe. I think it was too late by then, wasn't it? Yeah. That's crazy. That is crazy. Well, at least John's trying to do some improvements. I mean, hopefully he got some rest and, you know, got off the booze.
I should be recording this just because I don't want to. I'm not going to aim it at you or nothing.
That's fine. Do you know her contact information?
Yep.
What's her phone number?
Hold on. I don't know.
I got you. You could come around to this corner.
Absolutely.
So I can't let.
So.
I don't got a wet pad.
I won't scratch
That'll work.
I'll try not to let it.
That way the
I
cushion is on there.
don't think I get it.
Wow. Yeah, I know of two.
You don't have Tracy's information, correct?
No, I don't even know how to get a hold of him because I would have contacted him about her crazy behavior.
Gotcha.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't know. I've never been to jail.
200
200.
515. Oh fuck, Jeremy Hales is gonna fucking help.
When was the last time that you spoke to her?
2 days ago. We let her come back the night before last to get clothes and stuff, and then she left. She slept in her camper one night, but I told her she cannot stay, and then she took off the next morning, and we haven't
Well,
seen
I'm glad
her.
they
When did she
edited
show
out
up with the trailer?
her phone number.
She didn't come with the camper.
So she didn't come originally with the camper.
No.
Her husband brought the camper to her.
He brought the
Well,
camper with another man, supposedly his partner or his.
And also, this is something you have to remember that Jeremy said, hey, you know, don't reach out to these people. Don't contact them. Because all it does is it makes it more difficult for them to get this process finished. See, everything comes back to what the hell is with her. I mean, you know, in a sense, yes, because this is top of her mind. I mean, this is how crazy acts. I know because my mother's this kind of crazy. So whenever you see this kind of crazy, you have to know that everybody is out to get them, and whoever happens to be in their immediate radar is who they think they're out to get them. I mean, I had a neighbor that lived across the street from me that used to accuse my dogs of barking at all hours of the night. And my dogs would, you know, they would, whenever we come home, they'd act excited. We'd let them out. They might bark a little bit and come back in. But he was so sure that it was us that he would sit at the bottom of our driveway and shine his brights into the house. And that would set the dogs off. The weirdest thing. And then he would call animal control. They would come over. Animal control would come over. Yeah, the neighbor complains about the dogs. I was like, yeah, if he would stop shining his lights up my driveway, the dogs would be pretty chill. They think someone's pulling into the driveway, and so he sets them off. I said, other than that, my dogs are pretty chill all night long. And you know, just it's whenever you got crazy, they do crazy things. And come to find out that he's done that to other neighbors also. He had one neighbor that he came knocking on his door at 3 o'clock in the morning, thinking that his dog was barking. Well, dude came to the front door and the guy almost lost his life over it. But his dog wasn't barking. His dog was asleep and had been asleep. That's the kind of crazy that my neighbor was. That's the kind of crazy my mother was. They target in on a person because they don't want to realize the issues that they have, and they have to blame all of their problems on somebody else. I mean, there's a reason why she's been married so many times. It's because she can probably tone down the crazy enough to get somebody to take interest in her. And she's might be sleazy, maybe, possibly. I don't know personally, but this is the impression I get. And so they're just like, hey, you know, I'm getting some action, whatever. And then the crazy comes out and they direct all of that crazy right towards them. Everything is their fault. The reason the relationship is going to hell is because their fault. The reason that, you know, nothing's advancing in the world is because it's your fault. And if they try to get away, they're like, okay, well, let me go get this taken care of. And they try getting things taken care of. Then immediately they're up in their grill, just like, oh, you don't love me. You're not paying enough attention to me. It's just like, you know, it's like this bad cycle that after a while, a guy is just like, I'm doing everything I can here. And I know it's not me. And they're gone. Yeah. Your ex-husband, your ex-husband's ex-wife. Your husband's ex-wife is crazy like that. Yeah. Remember, she was a pole dancer. At work with everything that he does wrong with his work is your fault. I have no clue how, but I get blamed. Hey, yeah, I know that type. I know that type. I got blamed for stuff whenever I wasn't even there. I had a guy that did that stuff. It had someone that they broke into one of the guy's toolboxes, like busted the lock on it, trying to get a tool out, and then dude came in the next day, calls me up. What did you do to my toolbox? I was off yesterday. What are you talking about? Been off for the past like 3 days. And so he was just like, oh, you weren't here? I was like, no, I have no idea what's going on. He was like, oh, I got it. And so he went and took that guy's toolbox and busted the lock off of his. Yeah, people do crazy things, man. People do crazy things. And LIEnette is not one of yours. Yeah, their cycle, they're crazy. Yeah. And this is what she's doing with Jeremy. Like, I guarantee you that the craziness that the ilk that she shows towards Jeremy is only a portion of it. Because I guarantee you, I can almost 100% guarantee you that whenever she's not blaming him, she's blaming the child. Whenever she's not blaming the child, she's blaming John. Whenever she's not blaming John, she's going to be blaming Madam Mayor. Whenever she's not blaming Madam Mayor, she's going to be blaming somebody else, because that is the ilk that she has to go after. It just drives her absolutely crazy. She has to be around people, because if she's not around people, then she has to take responsibility for her own actions. And so she'll always insert herself into people's lives. She can't help it. She cannot help it. Watch out when they're manic, it's the worst. Yeah, it is.
His best friend.
How long ago was that?
I gotta ask Tom, because
He said a few weeks whenever I asked him. You don't know
few
the exact
weeks?
I
number?
don't know the exact date.
More than 2 weeks?
Yes.
Okay.
It's been more than a month.
More than a month?
Yep, because their transmission went out. And I went and talked to Levy County. I told them that I hooked it up to the septic and to electric, and they didn't have a problem with it. So,
Gotcha.
but she's not living in.
Gotcha.
We
Do we know where she's staying at right now?
She met some
She's just staying with some guy she met?
a girl
Oh, a girl?
named Amanda.
Amanda. I don't know.
Everybody said not to say this, and I'm gonna, because I gotta be transparent. I can't be responsible for none of this. This one's my kid. And with that guy after me,
Oh my
I
God,
think she's
woman.
doing meth. So I made her leave.
Denver.
Whoa.
I can't help it.
Whoa. Whoa. Until you say no, then she'll defame you. Yes. That's exactly what'll happen. Like, you just heard that, I hope. You're talking about someone doing meth? Crap.
Because I gotta be transparent. I can't be responsible for none of this. This one's my kid. And with that guy after me, I think she's doing meth.
She did say that. She blames somebody for doing meth. Holy crap. That's crazy. Ah. Yes. A lot of people could. You'd be surprised how many people are quiet about it. You know, someone told you not to gossip and talk to the cops, so you spill everything immediately. Ooh. Yeah. Yep, everyone else's fault. Oh yeah, insert themselves to other lives. Oh geez, you write a book about you're crazy. Well, and here's the thing. Most people get really quiet about things like this because they, and I did for the longest time. I mean, I would even go so far as to say that I would cover for my mother's crazy. You know, I would say, oh well, she's just having a bad day, or some other excuse that I could possibly think of. And as a child, you don't know any better. Luckily, I was able to get away from that and see crazy for what it was. And once I was able to get myself out of that situation, I made sure to never put myself back into that person's crosshairs again and cut them off immediately. Like lose my phone number, lose my email address, lose my address. Don't reach out to me. Don't call me. Don't contact me. Don't see me. If you see me in a grocery store, don't look at me. Just go away. Luckily, I was able to leave the state entirely and disappear and stay off the grid pretty much for, I don't know, 10, 15 years, which gave plenty of time to have them, you know, move on to some other person to direct their ire toward. I said ilk, but I meant ire earlier. That it was very helpful for me because now I've like I said, you're always going to get involved. There's always going to be someone crazy out there, but if you can spot it fast enough, you can pretty much go, see you, bye. Good knowing you. I'm out. It's helpful.
So I made her leave.
Sample. Gotcha.
I can't help it.
I see. I don't know. See, that's the thing. I don't know. I'm always. It puts you on guard. Let's put it that way, which can be really stressful. It's also given me anxiety in my older age. Sound like I'm an old man. No, in my later years, it's given me a perspective of where I don't want to. I don't like large crowds, like, because of people like her. Like I don't. You won't see me hanging out at Disneyland. You know, big, huge venues. I mean, I can still go. I just have to. I have to separate myself away from people quite often. You know, find a nice quiet place to, you know, sit in a corner and rock. I don't do that, but I don't like being in very, especially really congested areas. Thank God your hubby lives in Maui and we're in California. Ooh, that is much better.
I've got to protect my daughter.
No, I understand. You're referring to the LIEnette?
Yes.
LIEnette Preston, Preston.
Yes. Hale's
Date of birth?
8562.
8562. Good phone number is the 2195.
Yeah, I understand,
Yep.
Debbie. I completely understand.
Hale's going to have a freaking.
But the good part about all of those experiences,
Didn't say it was.
I know.
is
She
it,
seemed
I
perfectly
think
fine
it's
when she got here.
helped me
But then
later.
her and the boyfriend came together, this guy named Joe. And they came here together.
That was Tracy and Joe came here, or
No.
her and Joe?
Because you know, let me say, you know, I was very recluse, like, which I still am. I'm pretty much if you saw me in my everyday life outside of the YouTube stuff, you would see that I'm almost like a severe introvert, where I can be just as happy sitting down reading a book for hours and not interacting with anybody. and my wife is the same way. I had to really work hard at being a little more extroverted early on. You know, at a younger age, which was good. I was really bad at it, and I'm still pretty socially awkward. A lot of times I don't say things that are probably appropriate. You know, it's a nervous tick, I guess. But the good thing is I've been able to work on that, which helps me for doing like YouTube. Like, this is a good exercise for me to communicate with other people and say what's on my mind instead of just like keeping it, you know, locked up in here. So that's that. Like I said, this is good therapy for me. It really helps me be able to communicate thoughts that are like crammed up in here and just constantly running rampant.
Jeremy and Joe came.
Okay.
After the camper was here. And they fought the whole time they were here. So I made her make him leave.
Okay.
Because I can't have this. I can't have this kind of crap going on here. So I made him leave. Mm-hmm. And she's been here and everything seems fine.
Now you said something. Did you say something about Hale had asked her to come here to help you?
Yes.
So how does he know her?
Because the very first day when I got on my property, a tree is falling over the road. And I asked, he was going by on a tractor, and I said, hey, can you help me get this tree out of the road? She was here, I was here.
Finally, the truth comes out. She stalks me to Otter Creek, then she contacts me and begs me to come over with my tractor. Oh, and who told her not to tell anything about the rugs on the property? Oh, yes, that would have been Shart.
I wanted her to come. I wanted her to see everything was fine. I wanted her to be my,
Your proof?
Yeah, my proof. And then...
Am I jealous that I was not a lawsuit? No, not a bit. They're welcome to have it. Stay home people do great out in the world. Yeah. No, I've got no problem being here. How's it going, Bad Duck? Long time no see. No, I'm very happy not being involved. Like I said, I show things that I find interesting, and if people are taking offense to it, well, you know, here's the beauty of it. You can just go turn it off, and you don't watch that portion of it. Because just know, tomorrow morning I'll probably be talking politics. I'll probably show a little bit of the DNC tonight, but that'll be much later. That'll be much.
I noticed after Joe left, she ran off with Kenny. She met Kenny. Kenny and her left for an entire day and didn't come back. And after that, the behavior was different.
Gotcha.
She thought somebody was living under the floor of the camper.
That is awesome. Boston Terriers? That is very cool. You had a mother from hell, what you described as what you have also had to push yourself. You were a broker and I don't know what TWP clerk is. I'm sure that means something. But now you rescue Boston Terriers and stay at home. Oh, that's so awesome. That is absolutely awesome. This is a fake Brian. Yeah, that fake ass grind does chap a little bit. I was just here listening. I'm looking DIY to remove everything out of your table. Do it yourself. Move everything out of your table. Oh, township clerk. That's right. Yeah, you said you were township clerk. Sorry. I mean, yeah, pushing yourself is really awesome. Linda Lazier, evening. Good to see you. Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. You've been saving seeds? Yeah, my wife does the same thing. She's working on ordering some more tulips for next year. Daylilies. Getting the yard planned out because we're having some work done.
She was tearing out the walls. She was having mental breakdown or meth breakdowns.
Gotcha.
And I'm going to be honest, everybody told me not to be in the market. I don't want this on me.
I gotcha. Let me make a phone call real quick. If you want, you can take my bill back. And then I'll come back over and talk to you a little bit more, okay?
Okay.
Your favorite are zinnias? Well, my wife will do bee balm. She'll do zinnias. She'll do petunias, like hanging basket petunias. She's got tulips that she just recently started doing. She's tended her roses, so we've got some climbing roses all over the trellis around the fire pit. Gardenias, azaleas. Trying to think. She just, I mean, and then she does planting on the flower boxes on her deck every year. Always turn out really good, and the bees just love it. Putting a fountain in. I already put a fountain in. I have a fountain mounted on the wall on her deck. So I built a fountain out of stone and cypress, and then sealed it with epoxy. So and it's huge. It's huge. It's like let's see, 4 foot by what is it? 3 foot, like 4 foot tall on the stone, and then another foot for the box itself. Marigold. Yeah, I mean, the marigolds are really good for keeping away certain insects off of your plants. So yeah, she'll plant, and she is getting some more marigolds this year. Yeah, I know that she already ordered some, well, marigolds for fall planting. Sunflowers, always have some in your garden. Oh, that's awesome. During springtime, you have tulips all in front of your house. Favorite flowers. Now, see, in Georgia, it's more difficult because we don't get the cold that a lot of the northern states do. So whenever tulips sprout up, they'll go back into their bulb, and you don't have to replant them. Here in Georgia, you have to replant them almost every year. How can people watch this and not call DCSF? If you see it, report it. I mean, because this isn't the worst. This is probably not the worst that they've seen. Being a sheriff's department, I guarantee you they could probably tell you stories that will make your skin cool. Yeah. So it's crazy. Portland, the Rose City. Yeah.
Hey, so this hit was confirmed for the Sentinel 10. The girl who was living in it is no longer on the property. She's, I guess there were some issues between the complainant and her, where she brought some guy over, and it turned into that they were yelling and screaming at each other, so she made them leave. The camper was supposed to be brought here by the other girl's ex-husband or husband or something like that. They seem to be like they're estranged. The issue is it's got a bunch of her stuff in it and under it, and it's hooked up to power and water right now. How do you want it to be going about to be towed? Do you want CID to come out and process it before it gets towed? Okay, do you want to have them come on out and send CID or whatever?
Oh, that's awesome. You love lilacs, have a small lilac umbrella tree, clematis of all kinds. Oh yeah. Yeah. So hibiscus, she tried that one year. They didn't do too well, but she has 2 different clematises that she's growing. One in the back, one grows on our mailbox. And then what was the other one you said? The lilac. So she planted a lilac. Oh, she also does salvia, like the black and blue salvia, I think is what it is. She'll plant some of that, and the bees love that. But she's got a lilac that she planted that thing just every year gets enormous. Plus she's planted blueberries and raspberries. And the raspberries took off this year. I mean, I think she probably ended up with about 2 gallons so far of the raspberries. But her blueberries, the birds and squirrels got to them. That's the reason I got a wireless hole puncher for the squirrels. Yeah, that's what everyone keeps saying. Lavender. Now, we had in whenever we went to France, the place we stayed at had lavender, and they had hummingbird moths that would go to the lavender. If you've never seen a hummingbird moth, they sound like hummingbirds coming in, and they look like hummingbirds whenever they're eating the nectar and stuff, but they're just a moth. Wish you weren't allergic to flowers. How did most that they use have, it was 99% caffeine? Oh, I did. Your raspberries went crazy this year also? Yeah. So she had me build some trellises for them. Like it's pretty awesome.
Gotcha. Dispatch is calling me right now, actually. All right, I'll call you back. All right, bye. Hey.
And see, a place like this could really, if they could, get their head out of their gluteus maximus, you could turn this piece of property into something really nice. And it's just, but they've just thrown up like roughshod kind of stuff. Like it's almost like there was no plan for anything that was planted here, or if they even have anything planted, I just don't see it. And I mean, just lots of like junk, like, and I mean, and it's gotten worse since this. I mean, this was a year ago or over a year ago, and it hasn't gotten much better. Just imagine how this place could look with just someone coming through and planning stuff out and organizing to make it nice. I mean, where they have the animals, in their cages, they could easily have it set up to make it look really nice. So wild.
Hello. So I was just talking to Corp about it. If you could see if CID or whoever can come out here, 'cause, I mean, it's hooked up to power and water right now, and it's got the lady whose stuff was staying in it, underneath it and inside it and everything. So supposedly, the girl's husband or ex-husband or something like that brought it here a few weeks ago, a little over a month, and that she had been living in it since then. But the complainant said that she said some weird things about trying to get a salvage title or something like that from some lady. In order to get it registered. So she said that I threw some red flags up and she wanted it checked, which is where I got brought in. Alright, come on. Bye. Hey, Corporal. So dispatch is, so they're going to talk to somebody in CID and see if they can get somebody heading out this way. And then once I know more, I'm sure one of them will give me a call as soon as they start coming this way. I don't know how I guess the stuff underneath it, would they just put that inside it, or what would they? Yeah. Because the complainant says the girl that used to be living here was a Jamie Star Johnson. We're not living here, but staying in the camper. That she was a dumpster diver, and would get all kinds of random things. Which I find it, because from what she told me, it's supposed to be a payment from her husband to settle, I guess, whatever debts that he owes her or something like that. Yeah, no, me neither. Because she obviously knew that it needed a salvage title or something like that, but it's a brand new almost. It's like a 2000, what year was this thing?
Well, yeah, I mean, you could, and see, I don't know what normally turtles would eat, but you could also be growing food for them. Like, the little shed that you have out there, if you could get electricity out to it, you could actually be growing like microgreens and things like that. It would basically, you could grow lettuce, just, you have to sort of care for it, and then you can sort of keep like the certain creatures out of there. I mean, there's so many things that you can do. You have way too many plants. Stacy, I will tell you, there is a lady in our neighborhood that she's a neurosurgeon. I think that's right. Yeah, so she deals with a lot of cancer patients. Is what her profession is. Yeah, I believe she's a cancer specialist. And she, for her relaxation, she basically tore up her whole front yard, and she grows plants. She grows flowers, and she puts together like bouquets and things like that. And the way she has it set up is, if you want something, she'll like have a display of what she can create, and according to whatever flowers she has growing, and you can come up and just basically cash app her and then put in your order, and she'll either deliver it to you, or she'll put it out front in her little storage space, so you can just, you know, come by like she'll just send you a text whenever it's done. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool the way she has her little system set up. But she grows flowers to basically, I think, and I could be wrong, it's not just cancer, but I think it's like children's cancer is what she deals with. So she sees like the worst of the worst, but like that's her like therapy is to grow plants. Yeah. So that's what she does. Pretty cool.
Was it 2019 Jayco Eagle?
There was stuff in it when it first got here,
Mhm.
and I showed it to her, and she told me she took it out and took it to her husband. It had names on the suitcase and stuff. It's under that front cubby. I just found
Gotcha.
it.
So you said give Sarge a call? Yeah, but I was going to leave everything the way it is until CID or whoever gets here.
So I guess LIEnette was trying to get a salvage title on this? Huh. Yeah, you can't really do that.
I don't know if dispatch said anything about them wanting to do that.
Oh yeah.
I know they said
you're a
that they said
kid.
the hit and it was confirmed. That's all they said. And then gotcha.
Oh, not LP, the other woman tried to. Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'll find out. Yes, sir.
Sorry to hear that, Debbie. Oof.
Just try not to mess with anything. Hey. So, lady called us, who lives down here at 151 Otter Creek, said that she wanted to see if a camper was stolen that her friend had brought to her property. I guess she's had some issues with the friend recently and made the friend leave, but the camper was still here because it's not registered or anything. And she gave me the VIN number, ran the VIN number, and it comes back stolen out of Indiana. Talked to her a little bit more. She said that the reason that she started seeing red flags about it was because the friend was talking about trying to get a salvage tag from somebody for the camper so that she can move it back to Indiana where she wants to
your
live.
phone every time.
The lady who was staying in it is Jamie Starr Johnson. Her husband or estranged husband is supposedly the one that brought it down here to her. His name is Tracy Johnson. She said that the camper was supposed to be some sort of like debt settlement between the two of them, and that him and some of the men had brought it a little over a month ago for Jamie to stay in, and then for her to take back up to Indiana to live in. I mean, it looks like it's in fairly good condition. It's got some damage on the left-hand side. Looks like maybe it struck in a pole or something like that, one of those yellow poles.
Oof.
Yeah, it's 2019.
Wow, that's pretty new.
Dispatch didn't say anything about what Indiana wanted. I was about to, before you called, I was about to see if they wanted it processed or what they wanted done with it.
Oh.
It's a pretty good size one. Not a full size one, but it's probably about 2/3 the length of the long ones. So 20 plus feet. Gotcha. What do you want me to do with all the stuff that's underneath it? Supposedly it's hooked up to water and electric and everything right now too. All right. What about the stuff that belongs to the lady?
Can we should not claim them in Indiana?
Underneath.
Yeah.
Just pull it off to the side so that it can at least get removed. All right. I don't know how I can get it because it's huh? Oh no, I'm not. Tempo. I'll have this get a hold of Lebanon PD and find out what they're wanting us to do, and then I'll have her start unhooking stuff. All right, thank you.
Wow.
Have you guys unhooked it from the water and electric and everything? Go ahead and do all that. That's fine. But somebody. Simple. You can send teletalk.
And I can't really tell because of the rain. And I think that's what it is. It may just be that there's droplets here, but because of the rain, it looks like there's trash bags back of this. But I think it's just raindrops that are on the windshield that make it look all blurry, gives it that impression. But it looks like there's trash bags in the back of that Jeep.
Let them TV and find out if they're going to want the vehicle processed. Also, if you could have a notification 107051 advising that they're going to need a vehicle that's going to be able to pull or load this.
Well, and that's probably a good thing, Suzanne. It's probably a good thing that the child is nowhere to be seen. There's a big possibility that the child is napping or is inside the one of the homes, because I wouldn't want to have the kid out in this rain. I mean, that wouldn't be good. No, it's bags. You see, I don't know. I'm trying to be thoughtful. You know, it's hard to tell, but it could just be the windshield from the raindrops. John looked like I feel when I walk. Oh, I do that feeling some days.
Long trailer on there.
Do you know how long the trailer is approximately?
You know, here, you know, I'll tell you guys a really sad story. It's very possible that there are trash bags more often than not with incoming clutter. Could be. And I'll tell you a story that's sort of sad, but it ends good. So when I lived in New Mexico, I had a buddy of mine that lived on a piece of property with his uncle and his mother. It was I think there were 3 trailers on there at one point in time. It ended up narrowing it down to 2. Whenever I say trailer, it didn't have wheels on it. It was the size of a trailer, but didn't have wheels on it. And my buddy at the time was 17 at the time. And, you know, his mother, whenever I met him, he told me the story of his mother, that he was the only one in his family that wasn't inbred with his family. There was a lot of incest going on in that family. And his mother came out one night, told him she loved him, and she went back into her trailer and committed suicide. He was also packed whenever he was pretty young. He was beat in the head with a baseball bat and put him in the hospital by someone at his school, which caused him to have seizures almost all the time. When last time I talked to him, he now works for a radio station. He handles their IT on a nationwide level. He has a lovely wife, lovely child, and he is, you know, got a nice home, a nice family, and, you know, really nice part of Phoenix. But he lived a lot like this. This looked nice in comparison to the area that he lived in. And at any point in time, I'm sure CPS could have come out there and taken him away. But it really, his perspective on life is so much better than what it was. And he had a lot of anger at a younger age, a lot of anger. Just because the amount of abuse that was going on with the family. The uncle was lazy, and, you know, just I mean, it was complete squalor. people can come out of this and can come out of it stronger. And that's what happened with him. He ended up making it out, and he's a stronger person because of it. And so, like I said, sad story, but good things do come out of it.
Hey, how long is the trailer? About 30 feet?
Yeah, he deserved to be. He's not anymore. He's pretty chill.
Damn, boy, it's gonna be at least 30 feet. Yeah, I can't let anybody go inside, unfortunately.
I got a couple of my straps back.
I know though that everything that was in it is in there. And Joe and her have already made, Joe left, they've already made several trips. Tracy lives in Ocala.
Right.
And they've made several trips to him and took whatever was in here to him. And whatever is in here,
Right.
she bought, I know that she has bought it.
Right.
Except those two pieces right
That looks like
there
a soft cast.
were what was left.
Gotcha. Yeah, if you guys can just figure out hooking the y'all's power and water and everything. And as far as the stuff that's underneath it, if you guys want to drag it off, just drag it off to the side. I don't know how they plan on getting to get it pulled up, if it's gonna, but I'll leave that.
Yeah, okay. So now I see the raindrops have sort of cleared it out of the way. No, it's just the back windshield. It's not garbage bags.
To them to figure out what to do.
Yeah, because they take a pickup truck to do it.
Does this side close up?
Wait, I gotta go set the awning and everything. John, stop! I gotta set the awning! I gotta set the awning.
Yeah, and
Is that the black ship pipe you
yeah, I
got?
think that's the one that runs across the underneath.
That's the one you got? Okay.
Sure, all the sewer shit I could. It's not
Oh,
the
yeah.
legal anymore.
Absolutely. That's
I
where
need to
mine
pull in
came
that
from.
side too, if it comes in.
Yeah, and I'll agree with that, D. Robertson. That's what mine came from. A lot of my anger as a young man was from that, just the shit storm that I was living in. It is and yeah, the anger is there. Luckily I had good mentors that you know got my head straight. So, you know, in any way that as an adult, any way that you can see to help out a young man or young woman that is having these kinds of issues, even if it's just a small amount, trust me, it makes a big difference. Just that little bit, that small amount of kindness can really change their outlook if they're receptive to it. So I'm very thankful for the people that I was able to surround myself with.
Yeah, that's going to be an issue because
I do.
She bought all this. I know everything she bought in here. She did.
Gotcha.
Why did she take the cover off the tape? I don't want to touch anything like it's new. I'm going to get electrocuted if I touch that. Okay.
Oof.
You're going to have to tell me through that window.
It's coming in.
There it is.
Alright. So, this
Gotta
piece when it
fold
comes
it in.
in,
I have to move all of this. I have no choice. It has to slide into here.
go ahead, lady.
All the tires operable.
They appear to be leaving.
Now, even if they're not all operable, you can still get it off there.
So this all has to get moved.
It's the reason why those things have usually dualies on them. Or more than some of them will have 6 tires on them.
You can just sit right here.
Or 8 tires, sorry. 2 in front, 2 in back on either side.
The fact that she would come to my property and know,
And I think that's just a trailer.
and the fact that she would do that and risk my fucking child's life. Sorry, my husband, but
That's fine.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I have every right to be freaking angry.
Hey, good evening, Jen. How you doing?
Yeah, I know,
Good
but I
to
really
see
wouldn't have
you.
wanted to do this month stuff.
Right.
Long time no see.
I didn't do that. That's why I'm calling.
Give me 1 second.
We'll have to figure it all out.
No,
Ah,
it's a
that's
solid,
right,
like I said,
Susan. That is so right. Could be. I think that's Susan. Not
This is
Suzanne.
gonna come in.
Yeah.
This comes in. Probably all the way over here.
You've been much better.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm here, right? Yes, you are. At least you're not showing feet pics.
Well, it should have at least a little bit of a gap because of the
That's awesome.
the U-shape right there.
Huh?
The U-shape right there in the carpet.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, what the F is this?
Let's see if it'll...
This right here is a shitstorm. That's the best way of putting it. So this right here is where a certain person by the name of LIEnette Preston, gentleman by the name of John Crook, happened to live. And this is body cam footage of about a year ago, where they run a turtle rescue, or the lady runs a turtle rescue, if you can call her that. I mean, she's also a ex-stripper priest or high priestess or something like that of turtles. So they've got this trailer that's on their property that is basically going to be stolen or reported as stolen. And they're just the sheriff's deputy has come to remove this trailer off the property. This particular woman, if you can call her that, attacked verbally and in the most aggressive way, a content creator that, you know, does storage facilities, and decided to file suit against them, a restraining order. And that the reason they filed a restraining order in the state of Florida is this person's from Ohio. And they bought some property right across the road from them. Bought some property in Ohio. These people moved in next door to them, and immediately expected, because, you know, this guy hires people, he helps people out, he does his own thing with the storage facilities, and they do like coin what do you call it, the coin pushers videos and things like that. But most of the stuff they do is build their community, and they wanted a place to retire. This person got wind of where they were at, bought the property across the street from them, moved in, and then started shenanigans. And they're basically, how does Jeremy put it, rug dealers? Yes. Or rug addicts, or there's really shady things going on in their property. They run a turtle rescue, which doesn't seem to be right. There's so many aspects to it. All you have to do is go back and look at all of the stuff that I've done prior to this. It would be under the Florida Man stuff. And that's, you know, pretty much what all this is. It's just crazy. The reason that was brought to my attention is because a particular judge was giving this woman, if you want to call her that, advice from the bench, and really being a pain in the butt. So that's sort of where I came into this, was because I find court stuff pretty interesting. No different than Sarah Boone or Laura Owens or any of those other ones that, you know, these are, you know, you see crazy stuff happening and it really draws your interest to it. But hey, I hope that helps out. I hope that was brief enough and didn't like go into too much depth for you. Dude, you're obsessed with American trials? Oh. Wait till you see the deposition of this one.
Only gonna come so far here.
That's fine. As long as it gets majority of the way in, they can transport it that way.
You might notice I've only quacked one of
So this is Jeremy here. This is Jeremy Hales. Yeah, that judge is worth watching. Oh, not as much as the deposition. Ooh. I may play that deposition later.
LIEnette's potty mouths. You know, the ordained minister who likes to say, Jeremy claims he's a Christian and yet he speaks like that. Wait, hold a second. Isn't an ordained minister really one up from a Christian? Well, the reality is no. Everybody is equal. And Christians need Jesus because they're not perfect. But yet her potty mouth just keeps going on. And she's claimed publicly that she doesn't speak like that at all. And you have heard it already throughout and will continue.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, tell him to turn the power back on outside. Listen, idiot.
John, she needs the power.
Oh. I hear you. I gotta go around the other side of the camera.
Yeah. Oof.
Yep.
Yep. I gotta get the light over here. Why would she do this shit?
Is there a way for you to get out over there? Is that how you have to go out?
I'm gonna wait for you to go out to the door.
Do you want to come into that door real quick? And
I thought undo the door. I told her she needs to come here right now. But she's gonna,
I'm sure she knew it was stolen.
I think
Because I would expect her husband to know if he had a newer camper.
Well,
yeah, he's had surgery
Yeah,
on
but it's
that.
still 2019.
Had surgery on that.
so I just thought it's damaged.
Yeah, I've seen the fishing game of this.
Okay, something's locked outside.
No, there's not a dog involved, but there is a child involved, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Yeah, something's on it. Go, puppies.
Yeah. Go, puppy.
You got a Phillips screwdriver?
Me?
Yeah, take the screw out of the door. It's what's keeping her from being able to get out. Put the screw in it. Give me a second.
Should have one of those.
Hey, buddy. Was it from Indiana?
Come on, Indiana. That's where she's from.
He's got to get something for the door. It's got a screw in it. Holds it tight. No, it's a Jayco.
He did it when he walked out the door.
No, they confirmed it was from Indiana. Yeah. You got a pair of pliers. Pliers will do it too. But let me just go with it. Ah, come on. No.
I'll find it.
Is it get it?
Yeah, there's a lot of terms involved in this.
That's what I was going for.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Levy.
Can you advise if that's going to be a dispatch trailer or
It's gonna be a bumper pull.
And
Alright, so did you copy? Yeah. Here, let me try this real quick. Yeah, it's coming. Yeah. It's coming. Give me a second. There we go. I think that side folds in. It folds, like, compresses itself in.
But the,
I'm looking for something. I'll find it. We weren't hit by a tornado.
Yeah.
No, this is how it looks all the time.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about any of that.
Man, this is so rough.
As long as we can get it in at least, 90% of the way, we should be fine. You coming? Is that as far as it'll go?
that's all mine.
Alright. If that's as far as it'll go,
I
then...
thought, yeah, I think.
Alright. That, it's enough for them to be able to transport it at least.
Still got another 3.5, 4 inches.
Yeah. It's pretty jumped up in there. It's hard to get it in. All their stuff, if you guys can just pull it under the awning, so that way when she can come back and get it. But...
Now you want to see her ass.
Oh, I mean, I understand. I do, believe me.
Even my coach anyway, black.
Hey, Corporal. They wanted me to go ahead and have them unhook everything, and go ahead and get a 1070 on the way and find out if the other state's going to want it processed or not. And if they do, it probably won't fit in our parking lot.
Leave it at 575. Just for 43, your 1099 is going to be 2838, 2838.
Same, well, thank you. So, yeah, it'll be something that they have to store. I mean, it's got a whole bunch of crap in there. We had to go in there to get it closed up because they had it fully extended on the side and the awning was out, so we had to go in there and move stuff around to get it to where we can close it up for the most part. And it still doesn't close up 100%. But no, it's a 2019 Jayco. No, it's got some damage on the left hand side, but besides that, it looks in fairly good condition. Yeah, they're getting the stuff off underneath it now that belongs to the girl that was staying in it. I guess she's already called her and told her she needs to come over here, but the girl's not going to do it. Yeah, no. Yep, that's what my thought is on it. Well, she's losing a lot of crap that's inside there, because that place is packed inside. Nope. Oh yeah. That's what I told them. I was like, if there's anything that's yours inside, I'm sorry, it's just gonna have to stay because I can't prove one way or the other. So.
Yeah, if I'm not paying attention, it's because I'm looking up something. Lots of rugs and drinks. Yeah.
Who'd you have to qualify? Who? Don't know who that is. Gotcha. I never did get a chance to call SARD or anything, but yeah, they're contacting the PD to find out what they want done with it. Tampa. Yeah. Yeah, because it was supposedly stolen out of Indiana, Lebanon PD. So I have no idea. That's a it's a long haul. So her husband, I guess, lives over in Ocala, and supposedly so does she. So.
That's driving me nuts. That Crook.
Yep, you good. Yep. You guys are sending trans from daughter down here, man.
See. I will find it.
Yeah. Yeah, more than likely not. Even though they're, there right now.
Man, this ever. But I don't want to miss anything on it.
I feel you. Hey, what would you say the price of one of these things would be for its value, 30 foot long? 25,000 sounds good. I almost put 250,000.
Jeez. I will find what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotta go way
Yes, sir.
down here.
Just walking around?
I want to get off my leg. I need a painkiller for doing this shit. No, I need to
Jeez.
splatters to get that water.
Gotcha. Yes, it is. Well, it rained here for a few minutes. I guess it stopped. Yep.
We'll
I've
find
now
it.
been soaked twice today.
We'll find it.
Nope. Yeah. I feel you. Let's see. I'm running out of Indiana.
Yeah, I know it's here.
So what? I have no idea. I'm trying to run this through Elvis again, so I can out of Indiana, so I can get all the person's information. I see a 58 that's 790's on, and then the one I'm on, so nothing else. Gotcha. See, now it doesn't come back with anything out of Indiana. That's weird.
I will find it.
Yep.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
I'll find it. I think this is it.
Yeah. 10-4. I'm gonna get hold of dispatch and see if I can find out what the RO's person's information is, so I can put them into the tow sheet. Yep.
Yep, I found it. Found it.
Yep.
I found it. I found it.
But Tampa, let's go, and then I'll let
Sorry,
you know.
I was trying to get.
Yes, sir.
Is this the picture on the white trash wiki? Could be. Sorry, yeah, these people boil your
Hey,
damn
has
blood.
Lebanon gotten back to us about if they want it processed or not?
Where are we at in
If
this?
they don't want it processed?
I'm gonna skip over some of this. Yeah, so he's had surgery a couple of times.
How is,
There's another coat right there, Michelle.
Huh?
Another coat right there.
Hold on.
how's he gonna get to it?
So they came in,
From over there?
You love it there?
came in,
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
drove his truck. Well, he just pulled it forward. But, yeah, he just came in right up this way, back it into it, and then he's going to have to have some fun back on that. But, yeah, these guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, well, we've got a huge
Yeah,
electric bill too.
I don't know what they're bringing to tow it with.
Yeah,
I know
my,
pickup truck footage here.
Yeah, hopefully it's not a flatbed though.
Flatbed.
He's gonna have fun trying to figure out a way to get it out.
good thing about my wife is if she saw something like this, she'd be like, "And hell no, you're not doing that." Like, clean that up. She's vicious. She is vicious as all get out with this kind of
keeper
stuff.
has to leave. They're taking it. You know what?
Sorry, I was looking for
No,
that
friend of
particular
mine
one.
it
Just
here
imagine
for
the
me. I
smell.
had it in
Oh
the
my
driveway.
God, the
Can you
smell
move
has
out
just got to be
Okay.
horrendous.
Pull the truck forward a little bit and back it out?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
May want to move the Jeep. I'll move my car so that you guys can back out or
Yeah.
whatever is needed. There's nothing in that grass right there, right? Okay.
Well, just watch out for the turtle and
Gotcha. Okay, I think I keep the fire
the
mark.
small child. Other than that, there's nothing in the grass.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it just doesn't stop. It's like more
Hey,
and
Pants
more and
Rings didn't have to say
more.
what they were going to bring in to pick this thing up today. Well, with where it's at, if they're hoping to hook up to the hitch on it, they're going to need a regular size like truck. Like a,
Yeah.
well, the reason I say that is because there's not like a lot of room to maneuver for anything bigger. Because whenever they pulled it in, they literally pulled it in, stopped,
Kids
unhooked
wanted
it,
one,
pulled
but
forward a little bit,
you
and
went
then
to
back to the
Destin
vehicle
every
alongside
year, and they smelled the turtles there, and it was like hard no.
it. So it'll be a nightmare for somebody with something bigger trying to move it.
Yeah, if the deputies would do something about it, that would change a lot of what's going on, because there's no way that
Yeah, you could.
any human should be living in this situation. I mean, this is just a junkyard waiting to
Hey,
happen.
bud.
Yeah, is that it?
Spanish together? That Jacob right there.
And I mean,
They've got it
you
pretty much
know,
unhooked and everything for you?
I feel for people that might be down on their luck and not doing very well. And hell, I mean, you've got a trailer there, you're living out of it, and you know it is a home. It is not. Trust me, something like that is not a permanent home. Something like that is very temporary, and it's just gotta go. I mean, you know, at some point in time, a trailer like that is a temporary kind of living space. The amount of maintenance that you have to do on that is much greater than the amount of maintenance you would have to do on an actual house. I mean, just saying that right there is no way to be living. That is no way to be living.
But it's going to be a tight spot trying to get it to the ball. Alright. I'm glad because I just caught my dispatch and I was like, I hope they don't bring nothing with
I
a
got a
flatbed.
rollback and I almost got in it, man. I said, you know what, let me call me. So, let's see what we got here.
This is the guy that's going to tow that thing off.
They still got to unhook the power from it, so
What's the deal with it? I mean,
it's stolen.
Oh, it's stolen?
Yeah.
Okay, and I guess they're going to come get it.
That's what
Stolen.
I'm under the impression they didn't want us to process this. So there's no hold on it. I put on the paperwork.
Right.
I've got the phone number for the registered owner
Right.
because that's the only thing I got his name and his phone number. I tried to call him and he didn't answer.
When did they give it to him?
He said the truck brought it in and then pulled forward a little
Awesome,
more and backed
Betsy.
Well, that's small truck, so I'm going to make it happen. So, you got to move that and I'll come
Yeah.
I guess come slide it through here and try and get in
out.
there.
Miss Preston?
She's had that shed for how long, and she hasn't taken up and gotten it fixed up? I mean, they're still pooping in buckets. Okay. I mean, come on. That's just bad.
He's here. You can move your vehicle, please. Miss Preston. Hello?
Move your damn vehicle.
Hey, he needs you to move your vehicle. He's here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is right here.
Like I said, it's got power for right now, at least. Yeah. Oh, it dies as soon as it's unhooked. Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's dead battery.
Yeah, some of the stands I think are still underneath it. We may have to.
Put the stands up.
Did you got the stands up? What about the plastic they were sitting on?
The flat thing?
Yeah, the yellow.
They're down there. They're on the ground. The stands are up.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get that.
Before you hit the road, I would find you may want to take a screw and screw that back into the door because I think that door doesn't lock.
Oh, it is.
It closes, but that's about as far as it goes. Yeah, because that right there is busted.
There we
Look
go.
right.
No, wait.
Yeah, it's dumping out from the side.
Oof.
So.
All right, so now that this guy's pulling in with the truck, they're hooking up to this thing. Now, what you hear are the motors. They're basically pulling the jack stance up from underneath. He's making sure that everything's getting hooked up, and he's going to back this bad boy out of here. And let's see if we can speed this up a little bit for you guys.
Oh, I don't know. You have to cut it?
You should.
That's what I'm saying. It's hooked on. There's another.
I mean, just imagine this. You're just walking up, and this is the kind of junk you just have piled up against your trailer. So bad.
No.
Sorry, we don't. Well, we have a fence that on the side here. So we keep the. Oh, you moved it.
That's not a fence.
For camper right here.
Sweetheart, that right there is what you put to keep dogs inside of a pen. Oh my God. I'm learning that the real hard way now with your dad. Oh, sorry to hear that. You can have what you want, help that they can't force you until it's really bad. Easier said than done, but breath in and out is not just, yeah. So you see this little railing that she has right there? So this is what I did for my wife one year. She wanted to have some trellises made because we did some raised beds for her because she wanted to plant peppers, and oh my God, we got so many jalapenos so far this year, and she's got serrano peppers, jalapenos, different kinds of peppers, tomatoes. And what she wanted was a trellis to do beans for. So I took one of those pieces, went down to Tractor Supply, I cut them in two pieces. I cut one piece into two. And so I created two trellises that go over the top of two of the beds, so she could plant her beans on it last year. And then this year she planted tomatoes. She's gotten enough that she's like made 4, 5, 6 like quart jars of tomatoes. The rest of them, she learned that now she's just freezing them right now. And then what she'll do is she'll can them at the end of the year all in one bunch. But yeah, everyone wants to see same username and Twitter. You posted your peppers. Oh, nice. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, absolutely. Post those things up there. Yeah, cattle fences. Thank you. That's what I use to build her trellis, because you have to work them and bend them, but I got them bent, got posts in there, and yeah, she enjoys the hell out of it. And then I get the advantage of like fresh tomatoes, tomato sauce, all that kind of pretty
For
cool.
me and the baby, so that we can enjoy it.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Really put me in a,
Oh, the tie there too?
she really put me in a,
Oh, she's got a key.
You got a key?
key for what?
The lock that's on that end?
Oh, for God's sake, I'll have to go find it. Hold on. Okay.
Come on, go ahead and unhook that.
Cow, just moving shit out of the way.
That cord go with that trailer?
Good Lord, what a mess.
So it actually is stolen.
Yes, ma'am.
There they go. You're pulling it out of there. I mean, that right there is horrible. That right there is horrible. You could fix that thing up in no time at all. Put some supports in there, or tear the whole damn thing down. You know, use the rest of it for firewood or whatever you need to. But that's horrible. They got their futon mattress. This is what they used for a gate for the longest time. I mean, and it got worse. You think that's bad? It got worse.
She's an investigator reporter helping us.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm helping. I just want to know what date it was stolen.
I don't know the exact date. I have to go back and look it up.
So it actually is stolen.
Yes, ma'am. The camper is stolen.
Oh my God! Wow, this is unbelievable. And it was stolen brand new, like right from the dealership.
No, so it was a pre-owned parking lot,
Oh.
but it was stolen from the dealership. Yes.
Well, they're going to be very happy.
Stolen from dealership.
I don't know if they've written it off already and gotten paid for it or not. I don't know yet.
Right. So,
Wow.
when would I know you're going to be doing an investigation? But when would the report actually be available?
Yeah,
and
Jen,
how long would it
happy-
take for that to happen?
So
So
our
happy
recovery
you're
report
here.
probably ready in about 7 to 10 business days.
Okay, recovery report, and then there'll be like a criminal investigation, obviously.
Right. So most of the criminal investigation is going to be done from the Indiana side because it's going to be where they were stolen from, is their jurisdiction.
Oh, Jen, I've got
Okay.
one
They
for you
didn't
that's
want us
coming
to
up
process it, so I
next
don't know what their plans are.
that everybody else has already seen
Okay,
probably
what does that mean,
multiple
process?
times.
Like fingerprints and stuff like that, they didn't need it processed by us. So I don't know if they're going to process it when they get it back up there, or if they're just going to turn it over to the owner. I don't know.
Oh. Wow.
The next
Okay.
one I show
But
is
what
gonna
about-
it's
what
gonna
about-
blow your mind
what about,
away.
let's just say Jamie didn't know it was stolen. She's never going to get none of her stuff back?
She'd have to take that with on PD if they're in Indiana, because they're the ones that it's all being done through. Because even the processing is not my decision; it's
No.
Lebanon PD's decision.
I kind of think she knew.
I mean, I
Will
would,
it
I would
make
be
you
surprised
cry? No,
if
it'll
she did.
make
I
you
mean,
laugh.
What is she saying?
It will make you laugh so hard.
Yeah. And even if they bought it from some place that was a scrap place or something like that, it's still usually a title or some sort of scrap title or something like that you get.
She knew when it got here. She knew it didn't have a title.
Right.
And she was very worried about Jeremy finding out about it, and very worried about me calling.
What does Jeremy have to do with
So
this?
there's a reason for that. That's
Yeah.
why it's so.
So you have a good one, okay? Yes, ma'am.
All right. Are you guys ready? Now, all of you guys, well, a few of you might have not seen this yet. But for Jen, this is going to be all brand new. This is going to be all brand new. And I want to make sure that you're prepared for it, because it is going to, this right here was my introduction to all of this craziness. This was my introduction to the craziness that became. So this right here, that woman that you saw walking back and forth multiple times, running back and forth, that you heard her voice. This is her deposition. Yeah, you guys know what's coming. You guys know what's coming. And it is well worth seeing one more time. God, can't believe I'm going to do this. This is her. This is LIEnette Preston.
My mother died.
What proof do you have that your mother died?
My mother did not die.
We're about to take a deep dive into a pathological lying criminal mastermind.
I don't lie. That's the thing. I don't lie.
Yeah.
Down here in Florida, we're in court with LIEnette. and she lives true to her name. In her deposition, she lied over and over and over and over again. And we're going to show you some excerpts from that deposition. Now, that day was over 7 hours long. Understand that's with breaks, with lunch, and we had nowhere gotten done with all of the details for the deposition. Just some excerpts that the judge already knows about today. And you're going to see her incriminate herself so bad, you're going to feel sorry for the individual that was foolish enough to grant her $7,000 in a gift, which now she has to claim and lose her disability benefits. And take notice that there's a child in all of this. You are, number one, not allowed to have anybody in the same area as you. Number two, no communication with cell phones or anything else. You're going to hear John, you're going to hear a child, and you're going to see tablets that she's texting on.
I will let you know, I have to let you know that I have to be done by 1:30.
No, ma'am, that's not happening. You don't.
I have to be at the sheriff's department
ma'am,
to be interviewed by the investigators at 2 p.m.
it's not going to end, ma'am. We're not ending the deposition. You have a court proceeding, and we're not ending the deposition today. At that.
Well, Mr. Hales is the one who wanted.
This is LIEnette Preston. This right here is a person that is in a deposition. Currently, this is an ongoing court case. Yeah, John, get away from the window. This is the person that you saw that was talking, that is Jeremy Hales. Him and his partner, I guess the best way to put it, are in a court battle with this person. And it has to do with restraining orders because she's a stalker. Okay. So in Ohio, they managed to get a restraining order against her that even carries over no matter what state they're in. This is the lady that raises turtles. She's got her own turtle rescue is what she calls it. I mean, depends on how hungry you are. Hey, Mayor Dan, checked out Tug and Expert just now jumping in. So Mayor Dan knows, yeah, LIEnette is the one. Yeah, she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And she's going to shoot through at this deposition. Now, this is where I joined in on it, and then I got to see what the judge was doing in there. The judge has since been removed because he's been very biased in all of these situations. Yeah, I'm not worried about her lice or any people that she's got on her side. I'm not worried about that. I'm showing what is available on any you can find this anywhere. And so she can try, but it ain't going to do her any good.
Them to investigate.
Ma'am,
me,
we're not
so I'm
doing
being
it. It's not happening, ma'am. I'm just telling you.
Okay. When John gets here, sir, I'm going to ask for a break because I need to call the sheriff's department and let them know that you're not going to let us off to show up at their department because this was a real investigation.
Ma'am, we're not. This deposition is going to go forward day to day, like the notice says, until we're finished. So we're not going to take any breaks without phone calls. This is not the time. We'll take breaks.
If I don't show up at the sheriff's department, I'll get arrested.
It was this very day after this deposition that LIEnette posted on her page, standing in her trash. And it says this very clearly.
LIEnette.
I want to make this statement and make it very clear. I did tell you it was clearly. Neither John, Crook, nor myself are in jail or have any fear of going to jail. Well, hold a second. I seem to be seeing a lot of fear. Because the truth is they are both under investigation and they are both looking at arrest and they are both looking at all the consequences that come with everything they've done to us.
You're trying to get
let's do
me
it this way.
arrested in Ohio.
I'm not trying to get you arrested. I mean, you raised
Oh,
this.
yes, you are. And so is he.
I do want to warn you, you're going to hear some language, you're going to hear some anger and aggression, and it's all going to be from LIEnette. And some of you may be thinking, how could anybody side with this individual? Remember the bomb threat scare in hearing number 3 and then the court staff member that made the nasty face at me? Yeah, her. That's her right there. We have identified her. As a matter of fact, during lunch, she went up to my first lawyer and said, how could you represent that bleepity bleep? Little uncalled for, I'd say, because she's a victim's advocate in the court setting. And if she's fallen for this hook, line, and sinker victim's mentality of LIEnette, she's got a lot coming because this woman is going to 100%, there is no doubt in my mind
So Mayor Dan is in Ohio. So you know, Jen, Mayor Dan is in Ohio. And you see the costume that he's wearing, that right there is what he does for St. Patty's Day. And Mayor Dan says, yes, she called my office yelling and screaming at his office employees. They contacted him and asked if I knew the crazy woman trying to get a hold of him from Florida. Yeah, Mayor Dan, I love you. Yes, Mayor Dan was on with the expert on Friday Night Live last Friday. Yeah, that's the same. Yeah, he's in Ohio. Mayor Dan is in Ohio. Yes, she called from Florida to Ohio, yelling at his office. Yeah. Her psychosis goes so far. Just watch. It'll come to you eventually.
This woman is going to jail. This victim's advocate doesn't even know the history of this woman. We have psychiatric reports on her. You name it, we've got her on it. And so let's see what my lawyer has.
No, we don't hate anybody here. We pray for that child to be safe. So this woman has a child that she calls mother. We pray with the deepest amount of prayer that we possibly can, that this child is able to be extradited from where she's at. It is a sad situation that there is a child that is in a situation with someone that is this mentally incapable. She's not quite all there. And it's a scary situation that, you know, Jeremy started recording all of his interactions with a lot of the locals in Otter Creek. And the reason that he did this was because proof of the kinds of shenanigans that were going on. Because later in court hearings, these things can be used to be shown. These are the problems that we're running into. Everywhere from someone pulling a firearm on them, threatening them, yelling at them, causing problems, creating problems. It gets worse, because we'll go through this one. It's just 26 minutes. This gives you an idea of where I came in, and then I'll show you today what they showed.
Has to say about her breaking the civil protection orders, even here in Florida.
No, the child. No, it's not this guy's. This guy has been he's the one being stalked. This guy is the one that's being stalked. So the child is adopted, maybe. There's some questions around about that. The child is in her care. Let's put it that way. And this child, still 5 years old, not potty trained. They have a metal shed that they sort of might live in. They don't have a septic tank, so they sort of use buckets. That's what I've been told. I don't know if that's true, but they're just, yeah, she has guardianship. That's where things get like a little sketchy, because I don't know all the details, and trying to get that information, because whenever there's so many lies out there, it's hard to decipher what exactly is what she is telling. Is it the truth or is it not?
Hold on 1 second. This cupboard is a no.
You know what, Mr. Hales?
Jen, nobody will be mad at you. Kat, they'll inform you what's going on.
Was referring to when he said 10 feet, 10 feet?
The order that he's got against us in Ohio that he got fraudulently. Yes.
Oh, he's referring to the order. So let's look at it.
I don't need to look at it. John can't jump a fence and run on a leg with wrapping up to his crotch.
When you're not on your property, You and Mr. Cook cannot come within 500 feet of Mr. Hale's or.
We did it.
Do you understand that this order says, even if he approaches you, even with his permission?
Did you want John to jump a fence
Ma'am,
with his leg wrapped up one day out of surgery? What should he have done?
Ma'am, please lower your voice.
What should he have done?
I'm going to ask you.
Are you? You are not a nice person.
You're talking about me?
Oh, yes.
Ma'am, please lower your voice, and there's no need to use profanity.
No.
And are you a minister?
Yes, I am. I find this irrelevant to the case. And
All this screaming, all this yelling, rage, hostility with a child right there.
No, it's not the judge. The person that she's yelling at is is his attorney that's doing the deposition. That's how it works. That's how it works in the United States. Is we have depositions. The attorney asks questions. She's allowed to have representation if she wants it. And he's asking her questions because he's trying to get the truth, because all of what she's saying can be used in the court of law. The problem is even this deposition, they had multiple hearings in front of a judge, and the judge made it even worse than what it is right now, because they have yet to have their day in court. This has been ongoing. They've yet to be able to have their day in court in front of a judge handling this restraining order. They're trying to get this stuff resolved, and that's been the biggest problem. Yeah, well, that is discovery. It is still called discovery, but a deposition is part of that discovery. So yeah, it's close.
Now let's back up a little bit. What does he expect John to do? Well, the law expects John not to be in the road. Now, whether you want to talk about a bandage wrapped all the way up to his whatever it is, or a walker, he had to get from the back of the property on the walker with the bandage up into the road, which is the exact same type of ground that would have been on his actual property. So he was okay to get all the way from the back of the property up to the road, but then he had to be on the road? No. The following day, he was putting up this trash fence on the actual property. Did he ever need to be in the road? You know the answer as well as I do. He should have never, legally, ever been in the road.
I don't understand the injunction at all anymore. No, I don't.
Protection order entered.
You're being ridiculous.
Case number. Ma'am, there's no question pending.
I'm pleading the fifth on everything. From now on, I'm pleading the fifth.
You're telling me that every question I ask you, you're going to plead the fifth?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm allowed to do legally or not.
Then why are you saying that?
Because you're trying to hem me up, and it can be used against me in the court. Therefore, I'm pleading the fifth.
Most of us would understand when you plead the fifth, that means you're guilty. It's the inference of guilt. So now the judge can go, she pled the fifth, pled the fifth, pled the fifth. In other words, she's saying, I am guilty, but I'm not going to tell you any of the details about it. And the judge can then go and go, yep, she's guilty, 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 because she didn't give details. It doesn't save her from the aspect of no guilt. It actually thrusts her into the arena of guilt.
So you are aware that there's a
fifth.
civil stalking protection order entered against you in the state of Florida and state of Ohio, correct?
Fraudulently, yes.
All right. And a court has made a finding after a hearing that.
Fraudulently, yes.
Okay, hold on. That you should be restrained from committing acts of abuse or threats of abuse against Jeremy Hales and against his paramour.
That was a personal request that he uses the word paramour because she keeps using it in every court document. I don't think it means what she thinks it means. And you should also know that she's had no contact orders in regards to her grandkids issued as well. This is not the first time she's had issues. This woman is a
She did. Multiple times. Multiple times she acted that way in court. Not pariah, paramour. Yeah, she does act like that in court. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She acts like this in court too.
incredibly unstable. As a matter of fact, I'm going to read you some of the psychiatrist notes about her with her children.
That will get overturned. He done it under perjury. I plead the fifth. I will not give out any names. I will not.
I find this odd, and I don't use that term often enough in Otter Creek, because she's already given us the name of Lizzie. She's already given us the name of Patty. And when you're backed into a corner and you know you're caught in all of your deep, dark lies, here's what you start to do.
Can you just answer my question?
I can't hear your question.
I can't hear you. I'm trying to figure out what's wrong.
Do you also go by Michelle?
Yes, I do. That is my name. That is what I've gone through since birth.
You just heard me. So I'm going to ask the question.
I can't, sir. I cannot hear you very well.
I can't hear you.
Not at all. I have to hold you up to my ear to hear you. Something is
that's so
wrong. Can you please
disgusting.
check your mic?
Get that
Mic
hole
is
away
fine,
from
man.
the
Can the court reporter hear me
there.
okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I
Why did
cannot hear you, so I'm trying to figure out what's wrong.
Man, please stop saying that. You hear me. We just proved you did. So stop saying
Sir,
that.
I can't hear you.
If that tactic doesn't work for you, always make sure you
Can't
brush
hear
off
you.
the solution given to you by the lawyer.
Does Mr. Cook have a cell phone?
I'm not
Uh.
gonna ask for his cell phone. Why is this showing me?
Excuse me, ma'am. You have two
What
phones.
does this mean?
Ma'am, we're having to take a deposition here, ma'am. Now she just hung up. Disappeared.
Do you want me to remain on the record?
Absolutely. Hold on.
Okay.
If hanging up doesn't get you out of your deposition, you can always go with the Hail Mary.
Is he looking
I
for
got
the
help,
lice?
problem.
I do not have perception of time. I don't have perception of dates and times. I do not, and my brain does not work that way. So I'm sorry that I can't answer those questions.
So you have a medical condition which inhibits your ability
I
to
have
act.
post-traumatic
Yeah,
stress
this is not going to
disorder.
work. You keep on interrupting me. This is what's part of the delay here. I keep telling you, let me finish a question. You have a medical condition that interferes with your ability to recall dates correctly. Is that right?
No, long-term stuff. I plead the fifth.
I'm sure you understand when you do a deposition. Number one, you can be the only person in the room. Number two, you can't be communicating with somebody else. You are the person being deposed. And then number three, you can't be on electronic devices. And I want you to pay very close attention here because she's in huge trouble for this. This next 12 minutes is huge. And now we haven't shown all of the deposition yet, and there's a tremendous amount of it. And we will show it later within the week. But we are showing this because the judge is already aware of it and her lawyer is already aware of it. She literally incriminates herself and then she destroys the evidence. And this is a huge, huge issue.
And here it comes.
All right.
Oh my
Ms.
God.
Preston, here we go. I'm going to share the screen again. Okay, Ms. Preston, I need to make this a little smaller. This is, do you recognize this as your handwriting? Page 5.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
that's my handwriting.
And
Yes,
for the record,
this
this
is
is the next
so
exhibit.
good.
And we can make sure we're on the right numbers here in order. It's our petition, 50 pages. She filed with
I don't
the
have
court,
enough
of course,
time in
Levy
my
County.
life to explain
Ma'am,
Florida.
this is your handwriting, correct?
Yes,
And everything in here is true and correct, right?
yes.
You want to look at it, please, before you say that? What are you doing, ma'am? Are you texting somebody?
No, yeah,
Who are you texting?
someone to have them call my lawyer and ask them if they're going to still call me or not.
Ma'am, this is just like a court proceeding. You're not
Okay.
supposed to text people during your court proceeding. By the way,
Okay,
I'd like to ask you, during our court proceedings in this case, have you texted someone during those proceedings in front of Judge Thomas's?
No, I have not. But someone just asked me if they called me. I said no. They're contributing, they're helping me with the money. So I told her no, he had not called me yet. That's all I said.
So when you're giving testimony under oath, you're not to have any assistance and you're not supposed to communicate with anybody.
No one is assisting me in anything.
I'm going to ask you not to communicate with anyone in the room or outside of the room when you're giving testimony. We're asking for your testimony, not anyone else to communicate. Okay?
No one is giving me anything to communicate.
So please, I don't want to see you texting anybody, ma'am, in the future in this deposition. Please don't do it. And I'm going to ask you to now to put the screen up and show us your text that you sent a few minutes ago.
Uh-oh.
No,
Why not? Why are you?
because I'm not giving away the person who sent me the money. I'm not. She's my friend and I'm not.
You said it was something else. What was the text that you just texted?
She asked me if the lawyer had called and if I talked to him. I said, no,
Show us that screen that says that.
no, I won't. I'm not giving you her name. I won't.
And why is that, ma'am? Are you taking
Because I'm not having her be a target of
Here she is
Jeremy Hale.
deleting.
Any other reasons? Not the fifth?
I'm not having her be a target of Jeremy Hales.
Are you
No.
refusing? Are you refusing to tell us who you were texting and show us your text that you did during this
I
deposition?
plead the fifth.
Again, you're taking the fifth. Let's make sure what you're taking the fifth to. I'm asking you, will you show us?
Let's-
I am not going to show you my text that I just answered because I'm not making her a victim of Jeremy Hale's. And I deserve
became a
to be
witness.
represented just like anyone does by a lawyer. And she is my help.
Is she a lawyer?
No, she is helping me financially.
I'm going
And
to
I'm
ask.
not going to give her name up. I'm not.
Okay, well, on your screen, does it have the
It
full
doesn't
name?
mean anything.
Yes, and I'm not.
Then cover it with your finger and show us the text that you sent just a few minutes ago.
No, I won't.
It's protecting her name.
No, I won't. You'll see my whole screen of all of my messages.
That's what you need to
So you
see.
just cover. You can blow up with your finger and show us the text you sent during this.
Doesn't want to
No,
show
I
those.
Why not?
Because I don't have to make her a victim.
I just
And I
told you.
won't.
I
She's
don't.
a
You
witness.
don't need to show it the name. Just cover
I
it
will
up.
show it to the judge. I will not show it to you.
I'm
For
not-
you
I'm
to
asking-
give to that man, I won't.
Ma'am.
Oh, boy.
let's-
I deserve the right to be represented, and she is my help.
Just to make clear, you're refusing to show us something you have in your possession that involves this case, right?
It doesn't involve this case. She's
Doesn't?
giving
Right,
me
Deborah.
money. That's it.
Okay, that's not like, ma'am.
Then I want to see everybody that Jeremy gets his money from.
Ma'am, you're not being responsive. Let's try it. Let's make sure we're
No.
understanding.
I'm not.
Again, you're interrupting me. So I'm trying to be really helpful and calm here. I really am. I'm asking a simple question. You've texted somebody on your phone. Ma'am, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Who are you speaking to?
Nobody.
You've just texted somebody in the middle of your sworn testimony.
There she goes. Sucking
And
on
you're
that,
refusing to
that
show us
straw
the
in
He
his
message.
messaged me and asked
This
me,
is
did
got
he
to
call
be-
you yet?
I have,
said
I'm,
no.
I've never, I don't understand
Oh,
why.
yeah.
Let
I
me
don't
see
have-
if there's a way that I can frickin' show you without
She's in that
giving
trailer.
away any names.
She's
If there's
deleting.
not, I'm not.
Delete.
If
Use your
there's not,
delete.
I'm not.
Use your finger to cover it up, ma'am.
She's deleting.
I didn't even get finished with what I was saying.
Deleting.
weird.
Yeah, the pink cup.
Just a minute. No, it still says her name. No, I can't
Cover it
because
up.
it shows her name.
Cover it
Delete.
up. You've already told us her first name. I don't need to see her
Easier.
last name. Cover up just her last name. You can use your
Delete.
finger, can't you?
Delete.
No, I
Just
can't because
deleting
it's a
stuff.
tablet and it's a huge screen. And no, it has her picture. No, I won't. I'm not.
Oh
No,
my
I'm not.
God. Delete.
Nope, I'll shut the tablet off. And I'm not going to show you her picture. I'm not showing you nothing. I'm not
Delete.
having her be a victim because then she will not help me financially and I deserve
Delete.
a lawyer just like he does.
Are you? That's your
She's
phone you
hoping-
described?
She's
no,
trying to delete.
this is my tablet.
She's trying to
Your
delete
tablet? What kind of
evidence.
tablet is that, ma'am?
I have no clue. It's a free freaking tablet.
Did you turn it
Free.
off?
I'm trying to turn it off right now. I'm trying to figure out how the hell you do turn it off. I've never done that yet.
She's deleting.
Are you? So you're refusing to show us any part of the texting you did?
Oh
during
I
the
yeah.
can't. Listen,
Again,
I'm not-
this is literally is an amazing day.
I don't care. I'm not going to make her a freaking victim.
Ma'am, you keep on interrupting.
Then
like-
I need to call
you're complaining
I
about-
need to call the lawyer and ask him.
You don't. Who's your lawyer? Who have you retained as a lawyer?
I'm hoping to God that it's Silverman. I'm
But you
hoping
haven't retained anyone, including Mr. Silverman, right?
this thing don't even turn back on.
Good. Can you show us that show us that tablet, please? Turned off.
Stop. It's just started coming back up. John, go away from the window. Please.
No, please. Go away from the
Ma'am,
window.
show us that tablet turned off, please.
It just decided to come back up and I'm not going to show you the name of the tablet.
Yes, the
You're
attorney's
refusing,
good.
And again, I'm about to.
Here's the tablet. tablet.
It's really funny. I'm sorry to laugh. I don't
Here.
mean to laugh.
It's a freaking blue tablet. That's all it is. It's a free tablet.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to
Oh.
preserve that
I'm
tablet.
done. I'm done. No, I'm done. I'm done. I'm not going to finish this. I'm going to quit this thing.
Quit what?
I can't take it. I think I actually need to go talk to somebody.
I can't have it my way.
My anxiety is off the chain and I can't
Yeah,
do it.
silver scam.
Are you refusing to ask? You want to take a break?
I need to talk to an attorney. I need to talk to somebody.
Oh,
There's a question pending, ma'am. Let me ask this question.
I deserve an attorney like everyone else.
oh.
Okay,
It's
so are
my-
you asking?
it's my
Are you
conscience.
asking? Ma'am, are you asking? Please put that down. Please put that down, ma'am.
Do
Please
you
put
want me to show you the freaking tablet or not? I'm trying to figure out how to cover her picture and show you what was said.
Ma'am,
So
you
if you
said
give me a minute, I'll do that.
You just said you were done. So are you not? Are
Just
you now
getting
undone?
unhinged.
I want you to leave me alone, please. I'm trying to figure
I
out.
don't need you to show it to us right now. I don't need you to show it to us right now. Please put it down. Ma'am, I don't need you to show it to us.
Oh my, okay, remember that. That's on the court.
No, I don't need you to show it to us right now. I'm asking you, ma'am, please put it down. I can't tell you anymore. You're delaying the deposition every time you hold that up.
Okay,
Please put it down.
it's down.
Okay, and I'm asking you to preserve that tablet for the court's access. Do you understand?
The tablet is I already erased it because it's none of your business.
You erased it just now?
No, I erased part of it. My part that I was writing because I wasn't done writing it yet.
So you erased the conversation you had. And again,
No, I did not.
I knew you were going to interrupt. I knew you were going to interrupt. Let me try it one more
my
time.
God.
Put the instruction now.
Call Silverman's office now, please.
Who are you speaking to, ma'am?
I'm yelling out the window. I need a break so I can call a lawyer.
There's a
I
question.
plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I'm not going to get myself criminally in trouble. I plead the fifth.
Oh,
I plead the fifth.
You plead the fifth to the pending question.
yes, 7
right?
hours.
All of it about the tablet, all of it.
Okay,
Just
we can take a
because
break. Okay,
I
you
did
did.
not
Okay,
know that I should. You told me that
we
if I
can take
had
a break. I just
something,
said, okay.
go ahead.
Yes,
I just-
7 hours. Just
You wanna
like
take a break?
this, 7 hours.
You just answered a pending question by taking the fifth, and you just said, what is truly amazing is you're creating your
I
own.
don't care. I have anxiety over the roof, and I am not. I can't take this. I cannot take this. You are doing everything you can to get me to say I'm doing things wrong that I'm not doing, and it's wrong.
If you remember, I told
You're
you
doing everything
and
wrong.
again, please don't interrupt me. Wait, I'm finished.
Mommy, put that over here.
Ma'am, you said you answered the pending question, pleading the fifth.
Oh.
That's
So whenever she said mommy, that's what she calls the child, is mommy. Mommy, put that over here. She's correcting her child right now. This is about to get really, really scary.
Ma'am, I need your attention. Otherwise, this is going to take much longer.
My child just fell down.
There's no reason to shout.
I am looking at a document right here on my screen that we will share at a later date. It's all in regards to LIEnette. This is from a clinical psychiatrist stating this is some of the worst behavior I have ever witnessed from a parent, talking about LIEnette. It was clear she's out of control. That's LIEnette. LIEnette continued to display significant mood swings, going from appropriate to enraged. It's also quite clear in front of the child, she does not want the child. She said to the staff, LIEnette did. LIEnette said to the staff, she would lose the income that the child brought and that she planned to get more by applying for disability for that child. LIEnette is belittling and demeaning of the child in front of the staff. And I can go on and on and on. There are pages and pages and pages and pages. It'll literally make you sick and make you want to vomit. Can you imagine being the ignorant fool that LIEnette conned $7,000 out of? $7,000 for her lawyer. Now you got to understand the deposition that you see, that's $2,000. And her lawyer has filed a motion for a deposition of me, which is going to be $2,000 out of the 7. Deposition of George, which is going to be another $2,000 out of the 7. That'll leave $3,000. Even just to read everything that LIEnette has given to the court, that lawyer will burn that up in no time flat. Not to mention, he's going to have to sit with her during her extended deposition and John's. In other words, that $7,000 is gone. The individual, the lady, yes, we know who it is. She got scammed and she got conned, and she'll never see a penny again. I don't agree with LIEnette and Crook on a lot of things, but there is one thing that we unequivocally agree upon, and it's this.
Everybody knows who the bad neighbors are. That's us.
Yeah, so that's LIEnette Preston. Or as they call her, LIEnette Preston. And it gets worse. It gets worse. Just ignore. Oh no, it gets worse. Ladies and gentlemen, it gets so much worse. I can't even begin to describe how bad this gets. Number 73.
We're served with more lawsuit paperwork yesterday night at Town Hall. If this lawsuit goes forward, it has the potential to destroy financially Shark. You've got Deuce. You've got 2 giant fleas that smell like cod. Guano. You got Stupid Dave. You got Busted Biscuit Boy. And so many more that are going to be grouped in a countersuit that we will win if this moves forward.
So, latest update. Yes. Deborah, that is correct. What the hell's tried to ignore her? Look, it's chat. What happened with chat? Something new happened? Best way you can describe the USA court system is in its 50 countries, each with their own laws and one set of laws. There are at lower than 50, and that's 50. Yes. You have cameras. You have cameras. Stop. Okay. Just ignore. I don't know. Oh, okay. Jen, you have wrinkles. Jen's gorgeous. You guys leave Jen alone. You don't be picking on Jen. Don't be picking on Jen because my mods will remove you if you start going after Jen. Jen is awesome, and if you don't chill, you're about to get timed out. Realize that, right? Just so you know, if you come after Jen, you're gonna get timed out. Chill. Just so you know, you've been timed out. So relax. So if I were named in the latest lawsuit, what would you do? I'm not an attorney. See, that's the thing. I'm not an attorney. And if I was named in this lawsuit, well, first of all, she would have to serve me. So if she came to serve me, they would actually have to serve me with a lawsuit. Just because I read about this on some sort of website does not mean I'm served. For them, once they served me, then I would file a response. And it would depend on what kind of lawsuit that I was being served for me to file a response. And then once I filed a response, it would more than likely be just like, yeah, you have no jurisdiction over me, piss off, kind of. You know, and if I was subpoenaed to show up in court or give a deposition, then I would show up for the deposition. But also know that if I'm having to show up for a deposition, that I would show up. I would charge attorney's fees for every single second that I was sitting in any sort of deposition. I would answer every single question truthfully and to the best of my knowledge. But that right there would be just a bad idea. If you think I'm an ass here, just try deposing me. Trust me, there is no worries. Yeah, no, we love you, Jen. Yeah, we've got your back. Yeah, my mods don't handle. My mods are very chill. They're very cool, and like I said, everyone here on my channel is pretty damn awesome. So I've got no issues with that at all. Let's continue on.
Before we get into the town hall and the law.
Well, and see, I get that a lot, Elizabeth. But and if you don't mind me calling you Miss Moody, that's okay, because I like the name Moody. That's a beautiful name. No, I do get this quite often because my wife is an attorney, and I know how to read legal documents, you know, and sort of read between the lines, because legal documents are sort of, they're written in legalese, I guess is the best way of putting it. What is helpful is for me, as you know, working for an attorney, my wife, I work for, is to know what those documents say, and I also know how to respond to documents. More than likely, my wife would read it and she would go, "Well, you're going to have to hire an attorney because this isn't my your Aunt Rosemary's married name." Oh, that's beautiful though. But yeah, You can call you Beth. Okay. Beth is a beautiful name also. That's my mother-in-law. She likes being called Beth. She's an absolute sweetheart. So that's always a good thing.
Lawsuit. Some big developments have been happening in Levy County. There was actually an election last night. During town hall, it was all finalizing. And one of the biggest things that we heard that we already knew yesterday morning was Amanda Martin is no longer going to be the victim's advocate in the Levy County courthouse. So,
Ooh,
George, you actually have a screenshot, right? You
rough.
sent me one? Okay, so Amanda Martin has publicly posted, I'm just going to show it right here. And she says, because Drew Britton wasn't elected as the new sheriff. Here, why don't you just go ahead
This
and
was
read
for the local election, which
the
there
sheriff.
would have been a local election in Otter
Drew
Creek.
Britton
Stuart
did
Stewart
get
got
it.
dropped out of the campaign or the run. Says, I'm so proud of Britton Drew. He ran a clean race. He maintained his integrity. This election cost me my career.
What?
This election cost me my career, and I still don't regret for 1 second standing up for the men and women in uniform that didn't have a voice, which Amanda was seen supporting
Drew Britton.
the other guy who was running for sheriff for Levy County, and Tom Martin, her husband, who's
It's
also
okay, Heidi. I took care of
Levy
him.
County.
Yes, he was there.
He's also law enforcement. He was seen
At the
there
campaign.
supporting.
And Amanda Martin was saying, I don't want to be, this is what Amanda said to individuals. I don't want to be recorded. I might have asked for the day off and called off sick, and they don't know I'm here. Huh.
It's a
But
small county. People talk.
But she lost her job because of the election, because the current sheriff is still going to be the current sheriff from here on out? I don't think so. So we already heard first thing this morning, well, actually yesterday morning, we got a call from an individual within the courthouse stating that Amanda Martin actually submitted her resignation. That's not losing your job due to an election. That's
No, it's not.
resigning. Now, my thought is this. We already knew that she was under internal investigation, okay? I truly believe, but I cannot prove at this point, that she was given an option, resign or be fired. So let's give you the option of being fired the most polite way, resign. And now she's posting garbage that she lost her job because the current sheriff is still staying in that position. What do you think's going to happen if she lost her job and her husband Tom works for the sheriff's department? What do you think's going to happen to Tom?
He could be next on the radar. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
Deborah,
was
she
forced to
quit.
resign, that means that they don't have to pay her out benefits, correct? Versus being fired.
I think the greatest benefit is her not being in that courthouse anymore. And speaking of courtrooms, Crook has officially been released. Yeah.
He has very concerning to a lot of the residents here in Otter Creek, especially the closest neighbors.
Yeah, very much so. So many people want to know who gave them the money for bail. Well, the answer is no one. Nobody gave them the money for bail. So Crook had already served 40 days in the county jail, and therefore the judge equated that into the 10% bail bond from my understanding. And I don't get all the information correct all the time. I'll try and correct it if I am wrong. But basically, in a nutshell, the judge determined that Crook served 40 days. That equated to the bail bond, the 10%, $7,500. If you do the math, $7,500 divided by 40 days, it was just under $200 a day. Yeah, like 187 something from what I recall. And so they also determined that he was low flight risk, which does make sense because he doesn't even own a vehicle. What we've been able to figure out is Crook and LIEnette, when they sold their condo in Northport, they split the money 50-50. He put the money into the camper, which is why he stays in the camper. She doesn't own it. She put the money in the Jeep Gladiator, and why he doesn't own a vehicle. And that's why they don't have a beautiful home on a beautiful property. It's just completely and totally trash. What do you think Crook came home to with that camper since LIEnette was literally throwing everything out?
I don't know. From what I heard was she got rid of his mattress, and Lloyd confirmed that his mattress was taken out and gotten rid of, so I'm not sure, but I could tell you from driving to and from the schoolhouse, a lot has been cleaned so far, and it's all been John, not her.
So night one, roughly around 7 p.m., Crook is released back home on the property on.
Well, that's sort of good. I mean, if you've got lice in your place, get rid of the mattress, get rid of your bed sheets, clean that stuff up, scrub it down, get in there with a steam cleaner, kill that stuff off, whatever you've got to do. I'm hoping that John comes in there and hope he stays away from the drink, because I think was one of his big problems. And I mean, I hope that he's able to get his crap together. And I mean, I'm not telling him what to do, but I'm saying if I were John, and I was receiving benefits, I would get my trailer off of that property. I would move it to a trailer park somewhere. I would pay my dues on that trailer park, and I would start saving my money to get the hell out as far away from this situation as possible. It seems to me that John is probably white knighting for LIEnette, because I think he probably cared for her at some point in time. And for for him, I hope that he's smart enough to say, yep, I screwed up and I'm done with this stuff. And, you know, hell, write a handwritten apology. Just be like, I apologize. I am out of here, and please leave me alone. Drop me from whatever. I don't know. And I'm not saying that, you know, that John is a good person or anything, but I will tell you, you remove yourself from a bad situation, and you will see how fast your fortune can change. And right now, he is just in a bad situation.
Purgatory, and immediately starts cleaning. Now, we have to ask the question, why does somebody immediately start cleaning? Why not before getting arrested? Why not years before? Now, are we coming up on 2 years they've been on that filthy property now? Why is it now?
Almost, why? I would guess almost 3 years.
Okay, so why now, George? Why would he start immediately?
Well, Larry Foreman is actually covering this himself. You got 197 subscribers. That good? Is that good? I don't know. I have no idea how subs come and go, and I don't. Here's the thing, Christine. I've never thought about subs after I hit a certain point. I appreciate whenever people come in and they subscribe to me. They enjoy the content that I put out there. They enjoy the stuff that I cover. I just say, do your thing and be you. That'll make you happier than anything. If you're making a legitimate question, fine. Yes. Jeremy is from Ohio and snowbirds to Florida. That is correct. Don't start trouble tonight, as you have other nights. This is Shizzy's chat and channel. Oh, thank you, Heidi. John working on the yard. Yeah. No, Susan's straight. You doubt that the deputies of Levy County remove licensed BP from the property? No, if I'm not mistaken, a lot of that stuff was removed. You've been following What the Hells when Jeremy started dating George, but have had 2 strokes this past year and forgot a lot of things. I feel like I'm constantly having to ask dumb things. Oh, no, don't. There's nothing dumb that you can ask here. Remind me of the song. Oh, God. 90 Days in the Hole, Humble Pie. Well, that wasn't originally Humble Pie, but yeah, that was a good song.
Immediately.
Case plans?
Yeah. So DCF is involved. There are going to be all kinds of investigations. He has to be on his best behavior. Organizations are coming out and doing investigations of the property, on the property. And immediately, within a day, literally overnight, he might have been working all night. The property is already making significant changes for the better, for the positive. Now, this is a good thing, because that means better living conditions, hopefully, for the child. And if we would have never exposed this news story, things could be so horrific. Things could be so different right now for that child. For example, one of the very first things that I actually exposed and talked about was that appliance. You remember the appliance out there? What was it?
The fridge.
Yeah. And we all know that's an endangerment to children. So any child could get in there, close the door, be sealed in there, not be able to get back out. And that would be a horrific well,
not to mention that specific fridge that was unchained, unlocked, sat out there for months and months and months, close to where their futon gate used to be. Remember that futon gate?
Well, you know, when you get thirsty moving that futon gate back and forth, you got to go over to the fridge and crack one out of there.
Hydrate yourself.
Yeah, you got to stay hydrated here in Florida. So the encouraging thing is John is still under the same charges. So not only that, he has additional charges because Landon and Tyra and Waylon all called the Levy County Sheriff and reported
she told the deputies.
As a matter of fact, we have that report as well.
This report was taken on August 7th, but the incident itself occurred on July 4th of July. They were on their way to watch fireworks, and
did you go to fireworks that night?
No, Deanna and I just stayed in. We did get apple pie though, because that's the American thing to do.
You got to have apple pie. That's American.
It is.
Yeah. Okay. So
yes,
the report,
apple pie.
You can easily find this on the Levy County docket if you know how to navigate. It says on 8/7, I responded to redacted reference to a report of battery, touch or strike.
That would be redacted. Would be Landon or Tyra. Okay.
Upon arrival, I made contact with redacted,
who would be Landon or Tyra,
who advised that the defendant, John Cook, had touched the inner thigh of his girlfriend.
So the first redacted are Landon. That's Landon calling the sheriff.
That's not good.
Grandparents.
Redacted stated that it occurred on July 4th, 2024, in the evening hours while they were in a vehicle. That vehicle being the white
Jeep Gladiator that haunts us. haunts us, literally.
Redacted stated that he observed John place his right hand slightly above the knee of Redacted.
That would be
which have been-
Tyra.
mhm, and slowly dragging his hand up her leg towards her. Redacted stated that he then sat between the two of them to prevent it from happening again. Redacted advised that they were asked to not report it by LIEnette.
So Landon even tells the sheriff that LIEnette told them, don't report
His
this.
own
Don't
grandma.
report his own grandma.
Mhm.
And if you recall the video
Oof.
before this one, you had Sharp, who claims to be an investigative reporter
And an advocate.
saying, don't tell the sheriff, don't tell the sheriff. What investigative
No.
reporter tries to suppress truth and information? She's not an investigative reporter.
No.
They continue to try and suppress truth.
Turn
just like
that
LIEnette
stuff
telling
in
Landon in the other case.
immediately.
Don't say anything. Don't tell anyone.
They were asked not
Don't
to report
ask,
it by
don't tell.
Shell because of an ongoing civil issue between Redacted, John Cook, and Redacted.
Which would be John Crook and Jeremy Hales.
And her.
LIEnette, John Crook, Jeremy
Yes.
Hales. Okay.
Redacted stated that they decided to report it to law enforcement because John will be released from the Levy County Jail on Friday, 8/9/24, and they are in fear of him. So I kind of predicted that they were in fear of him, but they lost all respect in their grandmother.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I mean, an incident like that happens, and
Yeah.
your grandma says, "Don't tell anybody. Let's cover it up." There's
That's
no
not
respect.
okay.
No respect at all. And he has charges, pending charges. Well, court. He already has the charges, and then court is coming. Okay, keep going.
And then the next paragraph says, I spoke with Redacted, which I'm assuming is Tyra,
Yeah, it would be Tyra.
who advised that in the evening hours of July 4th, 2024, she was in a vehicle with John, her, Redacted, and a mutual friend. So her boyfriend, which would have been Landon, and a mutual friend, which would have been Waylon.
Okay.
Stated that they were in the vehicle before coming back from Cedar Key, Florida after watching the fireworks. Redacted advised that as they were leaving, John had placed his right hand on her leg just above
Yeah,
the
they
knee
don't.
and began to pull his hand upward toward her vagina. Redacted stated that John did not come into contact with her genital but became close.
Love it. I
Redacted
love it,
advised that
Stacey.
she was uncomfortable with the inappropriate touching and that she did not give John permission to do so. Redacted also advised that she has never had any type of actual relationship with John. Redacted stated that Redacted observed this and sat between them to prevent it from happening again. So in other words, Tyra confirmed that Landon sat in between so that this wouldn't happen again.
As LIEnette
Right,
is saying,
Sir
don't
Frank.
tell anybody. Don't tell anybody.
Redacted stated that John was in the front seat of the vehicle, that he was the driver. Redacted advised that she was asked by Redacted to not report it due to an ongoing civil issue that her and John have with Redacted.
Jeremy
So
Hales.
again, her story matches up with Landon saying that LIEnette told her not to say anything because of this civil dispute with you, John, and her.
Okay.
Redacted advised that she was in fear of John and chose not to report it because John will be potentially not to report it now because
That's
John
so
will
true.
will be potentially getting out of the Levy County Jail on 8/9/24. So then the next paragraph goes into another witness, which I'm assuming is Waylon.
Okay.
It says, I then spoke with Redacted, who
Waylon.
advised that he observed John touch Redacted, meaning Tyra, and corroborated the statements of both Tyra and Landon, which are both redacted. What's concerning for me on my end is not only my safety because because of his violent history, but the fact
Yep.
that the Levy County Jail is releasing him with active open charges of battery of inappropriately touching an 18-year-old female, letting him go home to be with a 4-year-old little defenseless girl. John is being charged with battery, touch, or strike, and that completes the sworn statement.
So the biggest question for us, he has multiple charges. He's out because he served 40 days and the judge equated that to bond. Will he and LIEnette show up to the town hall meeting? What we do know is we're going to be served with a lawsuit that we're going to dig into.
At 7 o'clock, so come order. See the pledge. You got to, let's do roll call. Let's start right here. Let's start roll call. Here. Here. All count. All 5 members and clerk. Our attorney is on vacation. We were trying to do a Zoom with one of her partners, which he has not logged in yet. So we are waiting. We're not going to wait for him because I don't think there's really any legal things we're doing tonight. We're going to proceed on and hope he'll just join us if there's any questions that arise, we can address those. Okay. Approval for the minutes of July 16th. Make a motion to approve. Two, first and second. All in favor? Aye. Unanimous. Colin Jones has not made it.
No, and
This is
she reminded me of what time and what day, so I had her get back to you from,
They're
so,
coming from Jacksonville, aren't they?
no, they're coming from, Lacey.
Lacey?
God, this is run so much better than it used to be.
Yeah. So it's 47 all the way up to Lake City. All right, we'll proceed on. If they show up, we will let them have their time. If not, we will bring them back.
I'm giving you an opportunity to chill out. You're gonna keep it up. You'll find out. You're about to find out what it looks like. There you go. You've been hidden, weren't you?
Old business, resolution for the festival. You got to read that?
You just have to read the head. You don't have to read the whole thing.
I still want you to read it. You do that?
The Town of Otter Creek Resolution 2024-01, a resolution governing festival, public events, and parking for the Town of Otter Creek. Whereas the Town of Otter Creek desires to recognize its historical significance.
And I just want to point something out that the way that this used to be run was much different. And I'm going to fast forward through a good portion of this right here. But this here, everyone knows you're a sweetheart to piss you off. Yeah. That back whenever Jeremy first started coming to these town hall meetings to try to get things straightened out, that office behind her was a mess. This whole area was very crammed in. Seemed like people were just uncomfortable. There was a lot of paperwork. There was all kinds of things here that just it was a shit show. And I think that they've done a really good job of trying to get things straightened out, cleaned up, make things run a lot smoother. They've gotten some people in there that seem to care. Yeah, it looked like a cluttered mess. It was. And hey, Wesley, how's it going? But they've really updated what they're doing and made it much smoother throughout, which is beautiful to see. That you get some people in there, and the thing is you don't have to agree with every single council member. They're in there probably doing the best that they possibly can, but it's amazing how much it's gotten cleaned up, and it looks like they're running a much cleaner show. They've really straightened their act up, especially whenever you start getting those cameras in there on them. Man, it really changes their attitude quite a bit.
You direct it
Yes,
straight to the council.
Madam Mayor did a great job.
Yourself or anyone else in the audience. If you persist with that, then you will be excused and will not be allowed to be attended. So we are going to follow these rules, and we're going to stay to it, and we're going to keep this thing calm and sweet. Okay.
Well, and this is where Jeremy was served with those papers, and there's and here we all go. Oh my God! No, they really did a great job of getting this stuff straightened out and really helping people out here. Here's the votes.
Heather.
I just had to talk about the water bill. For the past 2 months, it's been way over, and we definitely need to figure that out. And I have tried calling and leaving a message, and I haven't really gotten I have to.
Heather's back this month after last month wanting to know how she was going to get her cut of the Otter Creek Festival. Interesting, as she was also arrested. There she is. Now, she comes from a very well-known rug house in Otter Creek. Very, very strong family right here, right? You can see what's going on. And if anybody wants to know where Busted Biscuit Boy went immediately after Town Hall, went to the rug house as he swerved toward and revved his engine in an attempt to intimidate Deanna. Interesting that his camera was off, and yet ours are on.
I have it on my phone, which, like I said,
Now, let me explain, because the water bill is part of the HIPAA, okay? If your name is not on this account, it doesn't matter whether you called or not, I can't talk to you if the water bill is not in your name, and you are not on the account to talk to you about it. If those certain guidelines fall in this, it's, even if you did a public records request, there's a lot that has to be exempt, because it's not, so I can talk to you, but.
So how do I go about putting it into my name?
I need a letter from Dan, that says that you can talk.
Yeah.
Talk to you about his account. There's a fixing to do a letter for everybody that's gonna go out, because now that we're up to date on everything, that's one of those things I have to have in file, because that, if I talk to you about something that has no.
There's a read off phone there.
That's disclosing personal information, and that could walk me into a lawsuit. I can't do it not without something in writing that says that can happen, okay?
Yep.
So, yes,
That's
ma'am.
right, Cynthia. That's absolutely right.
Like I said, I've been trying to call for the past a little over a month to switch it and to fix the water bill. So I have left a message.
I take the phone with me, most evenings, and I can let you call after 7 o'clock, then they don't answer.
Yeah.
I try to call back the next day, so, you have called, and I overlooked it, I'm so sorry, but, just so you keep in mind that if you're not on this account, I can talk to you anyway.
That's the only one. Well, we have had a successful meeting. Does anybody have anything else to add to this? All right, we're going to call this meeting adjourned.
Let's dig into this lawsuit that we've been served with, which basically is claiming that we owe LIEnette money for damages for using her public image. So let's go ahead. Let's hear what some of this is here.
Okay.
Now, if you're interested in quite a bit of this, so last night, MG Law covered a lot of this and it extensively covered this. This lawsuit is so out there that they're not going to win unless they can find a judge that's going to hear this stuff. The judge is going to throw this out really damn quick.
Using the Florida statute 540.08.
All right.
And what they're trying to do is they're trying to get royalties and collect on damages.
Now, just a side note, nobody makes money on YouTube via pictures. Okay. So keep going though. This should be interesting.
That's right.
So it says there's Michelle Preston, who's the plaintiff, versus 4 people that are defendants. Comes now the plaintiff, Michelle Preston, by and through her undersigned attorney, and files her complaint for injunction and damages under Florida statute 540.08, and would state as follows. Number 1, plaintiff Michelle Preston is a resident of Levy County, Florida.
That's a lie. Michelle Preston.
Yes, that is absolutely correct. MG explained everything very well last night. If you're interested, go check out MG Laws from last night. That would explain all of this lawsuit so much.
Preston is a resident of Iowa. So keep going. Number 1
Number
is a lie.
2, defendant Jeremy Hales is a resident of the state of Ohio.
Got one right. That is true. But isn't this odd that it was Deuce that wrote an actual motion for the federal case stating that I'm not a resident of Ohio. And yet Deuce is now a part of this. And this in itself proves that I'm a resident of Ohio. They just can't get it right. Okay.
Number 3, defendant George is a resident of the state of Florida.
Oh, got that one wrong. Okay. We're going to skip down a couple to number 6. All defendants are private individuals. All right, beginning in 2023, defendants Hales and George.
Because they in that lawsuit, they also named 2 other people that we know and adore quite a bit, which would be Larry, the DUI guy. He was named in this, and also named in this lawsuit was redacted. But from what I understand, that it takes years for cases to go to trial. Oh yeah. Trust me. The other person is DJ Radis. DJ Radis has parody channel. He does parody videos and comedy, and probably one of the funnest people that you would possibly run into, and actually one of the nicest people you could possibly run into. Yeah, Larry is going to eat them all for a snack. Yeah. Larry isn't going to play with this.
Fabricated a reality drama for content on their YouTube channel, What the Hales, centering on plaintiff Miss Preston and her ex-husband, whom she resides, John Crook. Well, it's not a reality. It's actually the news of our life. And so while that is reality, there's nothing fabricated about it. You can't fabricate what's actually happening to us as we report it and share it. Okay. Number 8, the theme of What the Hales reality drama was bad neighbors, and it originated based on false premise that Miss Preston and Mr. Crook stalked us to Otter Creek by purchasing property located across the road from where Hales and
Tug also got a lawsuit, the same lawsuit put against him too. Oh, that's a bad idea. You do not want to go. You do not want to go against the umbrella guy. That right there, it would be a very bad idea. It's such a bad idea. Yeah, DJ puts a fun spin on the situation. Absolutely. Absolutely. And all I can say is, that would be a very bad idea for her to be trying to bring a lawsuit against me. Just really bad idea. Oh. Yeah, Tug would give you the hammer. Yeah. Same letter, Megan got one too. Yeah. Yeah.
risk owned property in Otter Creek, Florida. That was pretty easy. She herself in legal paperwork has already stated that. She followed us here, thinking that it'd be a great investment. Property values would go up, the whole deal.
And the godmother of the child, Jamie Starr Johnson, confirmed it the day that Jeremy met them all for the first time.
This is the funny part. The godmother who had a stolen camper on her property, who is all methed up. And then the deputy says, what's her name? And LIEnette goes, Jamie Starr Johnson. This is the godmother of a child. She doesn't even know Jamie's middle name, which is Michelle. Her I want to be an adult film star name is Jamie Starr Johnson.
That was the name she gave herself.
Oh,
her
my goodness.
middle name is not Starr.
All right, keep on going.
Where did you leave off?
I think you're on number 9.
All right. Hales and George have have stolen Miss Preston and Mr. Cook's lives for content for their YouTube channel.
How do you
First of all, how do you
steal
steal
a
someone's
life?
life?
How do you steal a
Absolutely
life?
right.
I'm not sure how you do
I don't get
that,
it
but
either.
I understand you can take a life. Crook has attempted to do that multiple times, as it is documented in Levy County Sheriff reports no less than 5 people he has aimed a firearm at. But,
And Lloyd confirmed that Crook threatened to unalive
Good.
him.
yes, so Lloyd is willing to take the stand that Crook told him personally that he would unalive me. So we've got that going for us as well.
Subjecting them to harassment, bullying, defamation, invasion of privacy, and thousands of menacing and vulgar comments by What the Hales fans. Number 10.
Wait,
Well, and the thing is, it's not people on YouTube. You have to understand, and I'll explain this the best way that I can. YouTube is an outlet. It is a place where people communicate, they share stories, they come, they have a good time, they talk, they converse, they communicate, they get to know one another. It's not that they mess with the wrong people on YouTube, they messed with the wrong people in the real world. You have to remember that YouTube is not real. What you see here is not real. YouTube is like a depository. It's where all of the stuff goes, and you see it in real time. It's video evidence. The real world doesn't play at all. And whenever you start bringing in your issues in the real world into the real world and start issues with real people that came on here to have fun, to show shenanigans as they happen. And whenever you, yes, I'm absolutely 100% AI. Whenever you start messing with people in the real world, there's going to be real world consequences for it. And this is what people with their frivolous lawsuits and their bullshit shenanigans get themselves in trouble. Because in the real world, whenever you have laws that are written, you start coming at people in the way that Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs is coming at people. It's one of those F around and find out. And it's not going to look pretty in the real world. Because here, it's all fun and games, and you have a good time, and you hang out, and you talk with your chat. Chat talks back with you. Sometimes they throw super chats. Sometimes they become members. They enjoy the content that you're giving them. They enjoy what they see. In the real world, I'm just a dude behind a camera. That's it. That's what you see. But in the real world, I'm a ex-mechanic, ex-military. I've got experience, life experience, and I can be a real pain in the ass. I try not to bring my issues that I have onto YouTube. The things that go through daily that don't need to be brought up on YouTube. It's interactive news, fun, laughter. I don't know if I'm amazing in the real world. I've got, like I said, this weekend I'm going to be tearing my front porch apart. I'm not gonna show that on YouTube because I don't want to see how, I don't want you guys to see how bad I am at construction. But that's the thing. I still come on here to have fun. I talk about politics. I talk about what interests me, and because this is an outlet for this isn't my career. I mean, let's put it this way: the amount of money that I make on YouTube doing YouTube content, I make that in less than a day. I mean, it takes me a couple hours to make that income. I do this because this is a good outlet for me. It helps me to break away from the real world. Thanks, Zach. How you doing? Good evening. Good evening. So, with hell yeah, Sir Frank Otter, I would sit down with somebody and have a cup of coffee. I'm really actually quite boring whenever it comes down to it. Now I feel so bad. I didn't want anyone to get in. This is a place where people come and they hang out. They have a good time. We get together and chat. We make fun of each other. We tease, we taunt, and if people are offended, that's not what we're trying to do. We're just trying to offend people here. Salty Cracker's wife told him to start a YouTube channel because she said he needed an outlet. Exactly. That's exactly what this is. All right. You see, everybody asked me, can I play these? Yes, I can actually play those. I have arthritis in my left hand that's painful, like extremely painful. I can play, but only for short periods of time because it hurts so much. That's real world. Whenever you come in here and you hang out, it lightens my heart, and everybody seems to have a good time here. we just the video wasn't working, kicked you to shizzy. Aw, that sucks. Enjoyed messing with people though you're here. Yeah, these Starzy knows what I'm talking about. You come in, you have a good time. Come in here, you have a good time. And it's sort of that shared experience that you get. That really is what YouTube is. It's a shared experience of everybody that's here. And that's why, like, the drama, the issues that, because I've gone over this before. People have issues with the Hales. People have issues with other content creators. We don't bring that here. We just go, okay. I mean, if you've got an issue, if I had an issue with Jeremy, why would I go on my YouTube channel to say something because I had an issue with Jeremy? If I had an issue with Jeremy, I would reach out to Jeremy and say, hey, this is the issue I have or whatever. And more than likely he would ignore it. See, that's where I want people to be happy, comfortable, enjoy just a little bit of time away from the real world. Yeah, I try to keep it. I really do try to keep it chill. I mean, like I said, this is an outlet, and the stress of all the other bullshit doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I mean, when like I said, I'll do politics. I'll cover politics because it interests me. I find it interesting. If anybody takes anything that I have seriously or to heart, well, take it to heart that I'm just as human as the rest of you guys. I put my pants on the same way, one leg at a time. I'm not a superhero yet. I've been working on that. Yeah. Oh, cigs are tough to kick. I don't know. I've got a whole bunch of cigars that I really need to tear into. I've just, because I've been, and this week sucked so bad the past week because wife was out of town. She does not like the smell of cigars, and I really wanted to kick back by the fire pit, light up a cigar, but because I had the coof, I couldn't do it. USA, yeah, absolutely.
Aren't they fans? Huh? They even put it in legal paperwork that they were fans.
They were fans. They once used to be fans.
Now, if I'm held and you're held responsible for all of these thousands, then that also means legally, if this moves forward and we are found guilty, that means she will be found guilty. He will be found guilty of all these other hate YouTube groups and pages and Facebook groups. They will be found guilty of all of this. So here's the lack of thinking in this. Oh, this guy Deuce is going to come and he's going to represent me and he's going to help me. The most foolish thing she could do, not thinking through the repercussions. If this moves forward, the countersuits will destroy these people, and particularly LIEnette and John Crook. They will be found liable as a precedent will be set. They will then be sued and be found liable for everything else, which is times 1,000 online against us.
Well, also
genius on their part.
Want to include that these people are also influential. So the question is, where are these people that are allegedly harassing, bullying, and defaming? Where are those people being influenced? Because remember, there's a ton of channels that are covering this. There's a lot of people on social media that are covering the story.
Well, and now that she's suing a lawyer, I got a feeling there's going to be hails of a lot more.
I think a lot of the influence is coming from Shart, the journalist.
Oh, the one that likes to cover the truth, not uncover truth.
She's been covering the story for well over a year. So those she's influencing people to contact this woman. And LIEnette has a rescue page, so a lot of people could be influenced to message her based on her psychotic posts that she's making publicly that are very unprofessional.
Not to mention, she's literally posted begging people to contact her. But, let's go on to the next one. Okay.
Number 10, to promote the videos in the What the Hale's YouTube Bad Neighbors storyline, Hales and George have published and displayed Miss Preston's image in the channel's video thumbnails for about approximately 125 public videos as of the date for filing this complaint without her consent.
Okay, so here's the danger, all right? If they're stating that we have used her image illegally 125 times, then if this moves forward in a court and we are found guilty and she's awarded money, do you understand all these other channels, whether it's Busted Biscuit Boy, whether it's Guano, whether it's it's Two Fat Fleas that smell like cod? Shart has used our images more than anybody else. They will all be held financially responsible. So even if this goes forward, okay, now first of all, I do think this is frivolous, and there's going to be so many countersuits from multiple people. But if it does, so if it's frivolous, it's dropped, we win, okay? And if it's not to the point where we win and it moves forward and they find her vindictive, they find her the winner of the case, we get to go after all of them, which is way more than 125. Literally everybody on the platform. Stupid Dave is going down. All these commentators are going down. Now, they didn't think through that, did they? When they found,
which means that they would come after me. See how that works? You set that kind of precedent, and guess how bad this gets? It gets really bad. Setting that kind of precedent, that's why it'll never be set.
filed this.
Well, the images that we've gotten were off of Channel 20 News.
Oh, public information.
See you soon,
She
Jen.
was at town hall
See you
meeting.
soon.
Public meeting, and we took it, therefore we own it.
They were taken on our devices when she showed up to
Yeah,
town hall meeting
yeah,
before
yeah,
we
yeah,
got the protection order against her.
Yeah.
And during the time that we got the court protection order when her and John showed up and refused to leave immediately when they saw me.
Oh, in other words, all public information. All right, let's go on to the next one.
All
And
right.
I hope everybody understands. Number one, when we went to town hall, we knew we were being served. As a matter of fact, we did a members live stream, a members only live stream that morning, and we told them this is probably what's going to happen at town hall tonight. We already know about it. It's already coming. We are completely and totally okay with it. We anticipated it happening, and it did happen just like we thought it was going to happen. And number two, I can't stress this enough. If this garbage goes forward, everybody else out there on YouTube and Facebook using our images, we're coming after them. This will set a precedent that will upheave the entire platform of multimedia, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. The list goes on. And not just for those platforms, national media networks, TV, magazines, newspaper. It will fundamentally upheaval the entire system. And so if it gets dismissed, we win. If it goes forward and they find her in her favor, we still win. She goes after us. We go after all of them. All of them. I promise you, all of them are way more than just tiny us. It should be fun. It should be real fun. And those who are now watching this and going, well, we're going to delete everything that we did on Jeremy and everything we shared with George. And we've got screenshots of it all. We have all their addresses, as we've already shared. And that's for future lawsuits for copyright infringement. But we may not need it because of this lawsuit. We maybe not even need to go copyright infringement. We're just going to use this. All right, keep going.
Number 11, videos on Hales with thumbnails not containing the image of Miss Preston typically have 30 to 40 fewer views than those with her image.
Now, that's a fundamental misunderstanding of how YouTube and the algorithm works. So I'm just going to share how YouTube works. So anytime we did anything before all of Otter Creek and LIEnette and Crook, our views were drastically larger than where they were. When you transition what you're sharing on YouTube, that transitions an audience, and that has drastically dropped our audience for what's happening in Otter Creek. We did not film it for any type of gain. It has cost us tremendously. We filmed it for accountability and protection. And so what our views have done, which we can show in all the analytics and stats, our views have plummeted with this. And now when we try and go back to what our core is, and we go, well, we want to treasure hunt, we want to do this, we want to do a storage unit. Well, what happens is, basically in a nutshell, the algorithm goes, well, you don't have an audience for that anymore. You transitioned your audience to this neighbor and da-da-da-da. And it's going to take us 6 months to really rebuild our audience for treasure hunting after all this garbage is done. So what this has done is actually destroyed our viewership and what we do on YouTube. But the essence is we don't care because we film for accountability and protection. And it's a daily scrapbook of our lives, and it's the news of our lives. So we look forward to getting back to what we truly enjoy doing. We don't want to be involved in this at all.
one thing I just remembered, one thing to add on to being served at town hall. Remember in the ex parte videos with Judge DeThomas's, she plotted to have you served at a town hall meeting.
Yes, yeah, we already knew we were being served.
This is something she already done.
This
has
is
done
this
in
is
the
not
past.
anything that came out of the ordinary. We already knew it. We even stated it the morning of in a members only live stream.
Number 12, Hale and George have also published Miss Preston's name and image in many of the same videos where they use their image in the thumbnail.
Oh, public information. Okay.
Number 13,
Yep.
Hale's and George publication and use of Miss Preston's image and name has been for commercial and or advertising purposes for promoting monetized videos.
Nope.
We
It
don't
doesn't
do
work that way.
commercials.
Doesn't work that way at all. Fundamental misunderstanding of how this internet even works. But keep going.
Number 14, Florida Statute 540.08 provides that when a person's likeness is used without their consent, they may bring an action to enjoin their unauthorized use and to recover for loss of injury.
See, this is
What loss or injury?
well, she's made more money than she's ever made in all of the previous years combined. But this is where it gets at.
Sustained by the publication, including reasonable royalties and damages.
This is if this goes forward, we go after all these other hate channels and groups and pages. And not
See how that works? Oh, and Larry is not even stressing this at all. As much as you like to think Bits and Bukaki or whatever that name is, Larry is sorry you ever said anything about this story. Oh my gosh, you're seeing a channel self-destruct in front of you every day. No? Actually, not at all. Because that would just be like saying that I would be concerned about them showing this, or I would be concerned about me showing that, which I'm not. You know why I'm not? Because I don't have anything to worry about. You see how that works? Larry's not concerned about it because what he'll do is the amount of that it's going to cost her will be insane. They're literally stalking each other like each town getting thrown out because they're doing it. Okay. If you think so, you'll find out.
those boards. If a judge tells her, "Yep, you're getting some money from Jeremy and George," oh my goodness, can you imagine what the judge is going to tell us when we go after all the other channels?
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Pandora's box that they
Has no
couldn't
bite.
even understand, and that sinking ship, every single one of those rats are going down with it.
Yep. And that right there is spoken like somebody that's been around the block a time or two. Been 3.5 hours. Good Lord. Yeah. Oh yeah. The troll. Here's the beauty about it, Stacy. I always expect the trolls are going to come in because they have no bite. I've never feared the trolls whatsoever. Yeah, I remember that. Oh yeah, Stacy. I already saw them. The trolls. I don't fear the trolls. I actually get quite a kick out of it because the trolls are just that. They're trolls. And it's also because they're misinformed. And hey, whenever you're misinformed, that's the best way to deal with them. Exactly. It's great. It means you're doing something right. Yeah, I wouldn't mess with DUI guy. Yeah. I like having coffee also. Coffee in the mornings is what I do. Cover politics. That's usually what I've been covering, and you know, whenever I find court cases that I like, that's what I cover. It's part of what I do here. And I hope that everybody has a healthy and prosperous life. You know, the hate that people like showing towards other people. The mayor of Tubetown and I were kicked out of Tug's chat for capital letters. Well, that happens. That happens. Yeah, that does happen. Yeah. I've got certain rules on my channel that will get you removed. And, you know, trolls, they don't bother me. You know, if they think that I get concerned about these kinds of things. Mo said I was okay, so that's why you're here. Mo's awesome. Mo's awesome. If you haven't seen Mo in the deep end, she's an absolute blast. Her outlook on stuff is awesome. And here's the thing is whenever people file lawsuits like this, it's trying to create a fear of, oh my gosh, what do I do? Oh, I need to protect myself. Here's the thing. I don't have any worries. Kind of stuff that I cover, if people think that they've got a leg up on me, just remember you're in your most vulnerable whenever you're in that position. And you think everyone who's got permission from Jeremy is safe? It's the hate channels that he's going after. No, I mean, that's the thing. What he's saying is he can go after every single one of these channels. He could come after my channel. He can come after experts. He could come after MG Laws. He can come after every single person's channel if this lawsuit goes through. That's why he knows even if he loses, he wins. Hey Yamaha, what's going on? I was going nuts. Did YouTube plug a public live session? I was going nuts, or did YouTube plug a public live session? I guess something like that. I love that, Kevin. Tugs MOF is Nurse Ratchet. That's awesome. Yeah, Yamaha, no idea. I heard you at the end. Oh, that's nice. Everyone. So tomorrow morning, I will be covering short excerpts from the DNC tonight. I have no interest in hearing the same garbage that I've heard over the past 2 nights. And that's really all it's been. It's not been throwing forth any sort of policy. It's been basically just talking about how much how Orange Man bad, except now they've realized that calling Orange Man bad doesn't really quite work. But that's what I'll be covering. Your place is disgusting. John Crook is running around cleaning up because they already probably visited. Probably. I don't know. Here's the thing. Tomorrow I will be covering a little bit of what's happened on the DNC tonight. It's nothing that you haven't heard before. Same way that the RNC. I did it the same way. I covered short excerpts of it. It's, they'll never get rid of the smell. That's always a possibility. So that's what's going to be happening tomorrow. I'm going to drop you guys over probably to the experts if he's still streaming. I think he might be. And if not, then you'll just be rerouted over to MG's to hang out there for a little bit if he's streaming tonight. But I've got, I love what they did to Super Mayor. If you haven't seen, I haven't seen yet. I'll see it. It all comes out of it. But tonight I've got a couple of things that I've got to get lined up for tomorrow. And so I probably won't be jumping on anybody's stream at all. I'll just be dumping you guys over there. Have a wonderful night, and just remember, be nice to each other. Because finding people that you can relate to is far and few in between, and you'll know that it's just it all comes around to bite you one way or the other. Everybody have a wonderful evening, and please, make sure you hit the like button on the way out, hit the like button on the way in to where I'm sending you. Show them some love, and we'll see you tomorrow. Because tomorrow night will be day 4 of the DNC, which I will probably be covering, and I hope to see you guys then. So, till then, peace, y'all.
George, psst. Are you ready to show everybody where our new home is?
Before we show you, we want to show you why the Hales would we buy where we bought.
What did you say?
I said, Jeremy, I'm a huge fan.
George is out in the parking lot. Look at that. Am I on the naughty list?
When we don't even drink it. There was one improvement. I actually received this bill 1 day after its due date. Every meeting. I'm gonna ask you, ladies. I didn't start this war with the neighbors, but I fully intend on winning it.
I can't, sir. I cannot hear you very well. Not at all. I have to hold you up to my ear to hear you. Something is wrong. Can you please check your mic? I do not have perception of time. I don't have perception of date